your business technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Yeah, Kings back in the winner's circle. Look who's back in studio with us.
Yeah,
Kyle Draper.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little gassed right now. I'm a little tired. Late game, not late game, but driving back from San Francisco, still amped up, was up a little late last night, got the election today. I'm emotionally spent watching this coverage out here. And so we got a full 4-hour show. You may have to carry us today, big fella. It may be on your shoulders. I'm just saying. And who we got in the back? Kyle in the back. Kyle got to fill in for Jay. Jay usually carries about 30% of the show. Kyle, I might need 40%.
You don't ever tell Kyle that. Never tell him that.
I got you for 41%.
He's been waiting to hear that, actually. He's like, yes, finally,
yes.
Right?
My moment has finally come.
And I don't know about you, Drapes. Obviously, people come to a station like this. They want to hear sports. We're going to talk sports. But there's just so much going on. It's hard to focus on it, but that's what we're here for. So, yeah, we figure – you want to deal with that, you deal with that on your own time. But, it's obviously on everyone's mind.
Yeah, and we got the TV on right here. We're watching coverage. And, this is my first presidential election on the West Coast. I've been on the East Coast, but, and so, you're up late at night trying to – out here, we're going to get results start rolling in during our show from the East Coast states. And so this is a different vibe for me today.
As you know, we still may not know tonight, might not be till tomorrow. I remember in 2020, nothing was official until Saturday.
That's crazy.
And I think we kind of knew, but nothing was actually official till Saturday.
So we might not. So tonight, I need a little bit of clarity, right? I need see some of the trends that things are going, a certain way. Yeah, oh my gosh, this is. I'm nervous about this one. I'm nervous.
Nice hat.
You like this hat, huh? I've been meaning to wear it earlier. I've had it for a couple of weeks, but the news came out yesterday about the A's, the Athletics, excuse me.
Yeah.
And now I could call them the A's. They didn't have Sacramento, so I thought, you know what? Let me wear this today.
But they're not Sacramento.
I know, but I'm representing for Sacramento, big fella. That's what I'm about. Yeah. I'm representing for the city here. So the Athletics may not want to be called Sacramento. And who's to say? This has nothing to do with the A's. Like, this is just a nice colored hat like this. It just happens to resemble. But, yeah.
Those are kind of Sac State colors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Or Athletics colors, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
But, I thought I'd wear this today.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice.
Like
is that fitted? That's fitted, huh?
Nah, it's not fair. A little snapback here.
Right. Hey, anyway, how about those Kings last night?
How about those Kings? My guys got it done. If they would have lost, I would have been like, they lost. But because they won, they're my guys. But no, we needed that, man. Like it was, and against a solid team in Miami. Like, and we got Drape's takes coming up in just a little bit.
Yeah.
This team, man, I'm proud of where this team is because they've been in every game, Whitey. I know they lost to Toronto on Saturday, but this is a different vibe. It's not like they got ran out the building or anything. They've been in every game and had a chance to win every game pretty much. And so I'm liking some of the trends I'm seeing from the Kings.
Yeah. And obviously we got Drape's takes coming up. We don't want to step on any Drape's takes, but that first half, it was looking dreary. It was looking like, wow, they're dragging. Not great body language, so that's what was so encouraging about that, to see him come back. And then, of course, I'm sure you guys talked a lot about it last night, kind of eyebrow raising with Domantas Sabonis telling Katie Christensen that things got a little heated in the locker room.
What was the difference coming out at halftime in the third quarter, going into the fourth, that really changed the momentum with that massive third quarter production?
We knew we could play better. Things got heated there in the locker room. We're a better team than we're showing, and we came out that third quarter and made a big run.
Now, I don't know about you, Drapes. You hang out with the team a lot, but it would seem to me It's unlikely Domas would mention that unless he was the one that was heated. I don't know.
You think it was him? You think he was the
because
guy?
he was hot in that first half.
Yeah.
He got hit in the face.
Yeah.
At one point, he was talking to Mike, and he was clearly just very frustrated. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was the one who raised some issues.
No, yeah, but you know what? I'm happy somebody did. And, I got something coming up in Drape's Takes that shows you the growth of this team and why, people get on Mike Brown a lot about rotations. I got some evidence that proves that Mike Brown has the ear of this team, and that's most important for a head coach. And all we asked for in previous years is a pulse. Show me you care. And the fact that, they had some words at halftime, I'm encouraged by it. That's what we need to see, from this team.
Mm-hmm. He got smacked. He got smoked in the chops a couple times.
Yeah, he was laid out one time, too. He got up, checking his dental work and everything like that. And it seems like it happens every game. I understand physical player, that's the nature of the way he plays, but he takes some abuse out there.
Yeah, but then he's there. When it's always darkest before the dawn, saving the game with that little flip, showing such great presence of mind too.
Yeah, and I love the fact too, when you watch the replay, it was an effort rebound. It wasn't like it just came to him. He had to battle 3 Miami Heat players. He wanted that rebound more than anybody else. And that's why this guy is so fantastic. That's why he's been embraced here in Sacramento. That's why when we look back at the trade, he's exactly what we needed. This is a guy that plays hard every night, is available every game, and this is a guy that is representing for Sacramento. And so that's why I'm encouraged about this team. Not only him, but DeMar, De'Aaron, just their willingness to fight back, their will, if you will, never say die attitude. Like I'm liking where this team is right now.
What do you think of this? There's probably a lot of people that saw him play in Indiana who would disagree with this. But to me, to my eye, he's actually, and he was a very good player. He was an all-star with the Pacers. We know that. But to me, he's gotten better since he's been here.
Oh, 100%. I mean, even though from his first year to now, like it's amazing. He imposes his will even more so. He, is obviously stretching the floor a little bit more. His rebounding has gone. All his numbers have gone up, Whitey. Remember, before last season, I'm like, pencil him down for 19, 12, and 7. He's better than that. Like he's continually improving. And so one thing I'm noticing with Domas, and you still see it from time to time, but not as much as we did in previous years, he doesn't pump faking as much. He's making quicker decisions, and that's something we've wanted from him over the last couple of years. I need him to continue it, obviously, but you're seeing that now this season.
So was Domas the one who ignited the halftime fiery speeches? We don't know, but Mike Brown after the game also talked about how important it was that the team got into it a little bit.
We challenged our guys. They challenged each other. And, in instances like this, that's what great teams do. Everybody wants to hold everybody accountable. I shouldn't be the only one holding people accountable. Guys got to step up and say, hey, my bad, I got to do better. Other guys got to step up and say, hey, you got to do better. You got to do better. You got to do better. But in order to do that, you all have to be playing at a high level, not scoring the ball or anything like that, but just in terms of your effort and your focus, your attention to detail. And that's what it was. It was just everybody holding each other accountable, nobody taking anything personal, and us all knowing at the end of the day, we all had one common goal. That was to try to win the ball game, and that's what we went out and did somehow, some way.
Awfully long way to go. I know that. And, your momentum in the NBA lasts until your next game. But that was a huge win.
Huge win. I mean, this is a massive win. You go 3-1 on that road trip. You beat a team that historically you just can't win down there in Miami. You're coming off a tough loss against Toronto. Can you imagine going 2-2 and then you come back here, 3-4? Like, how are you feeling then? Like, to get that
win.
Would have
gotten a call from Drapes that, I can't make it.
Yeah, I might have been sick. I might have been sick. But, no, that was massive, man. And now you got a big game tomorrow, and, we'll talk about that over the next 24 hours. They got a chance to be 5-3 through their first 8. I was hoping for 6-2 at worst, but, considering everything, they've been in every game, 5-3, I'll take.
I was listening to Stiles and Watkins today, as I do every day. They were talking about the fact that the last time the Kings won in Miami, the leading scorer was, and I think he had like 27 and 13, Willie Cauley-Stein.
Shut up. It's been that. Oh, yeah. Yes. What was that? 2018? Yeah, yes. Darn. Wow.
I mean, he had a game.
Yeah, he had a game. Probably the best game of his career, maybe right there.
Maybe,
and so
yeah.
that shows you how long it's been. I mean, who was the coach back then, too? They probably went through 3 or 4 different coaches since then as well. That's like a different era of Kings basketball we're talking about.
I'm going to guess Dave Yeager. It was the 18-19 season. So it was either Yeager or Luke Walton.
Yeah, I think it was Yeager probably.
You want the starting 5 for the Kings that night?
Oh, you got that?
Miami
Yeah,
Heat?
yeah,
Yes,
let's get it.
From October 29th, 2018, a 123-113 win. It was Willie Cauley-Stein, De'Aaron Fox in his second season.
He had 20, I think.
20 points. Buddy Hield.
Okay.
Iman Shumpert.
Oh, Iman Shumpert was here then.
And Nemanja Bjelica.
Oh, my gosh.
Rounding out the
Bjelica.
starting lineup.
Jeez.
Bench players included Yogi Ferrell, Costa Koufos, and a rookie named Marvin Bagley III.
Man, the bench mob was in full effect, huh? Jeez.
Kyle, wasn't that the and I wasn't here then either, but wasn't that the infamous Bjelica said we deserve this game?
It might be. I don't know.
We
but
bleep and deserve this on TV, something like that. Yeah.
Maybe they did, but this would have been a game. He had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, hit 3 of 7 from 3. So I don't know how many great games Bjelica had with the Kings, but 19, 5, and 5. I mean, that's got to be about as good as it gets for him.
Yeah, and I apologize because I shortchanged Willie Cauley-Stein a little bit. He had 26 and 13 rebounds that night.
Dang.
Yeah.
He was dominant. Who did Miami have on that team back then?
Miami went with
Oh my gosh.
Josh Richardson, Rodney Magruder, Goran Dragic, Hassan Whiteside, and Kelly Olynyk.
All right, I was about to say, there was no Bam that night. Right?
Bam was there. He was just a rookie coming off the bench.
Oh, he was coming off the bench then.
Yeah, he had 8 points off the bench. Dwayne Wade was there too.
D-Wade was there?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was that last hurrah season for him after he went to Cleveland and got traded back there. I think they were paying Tyler Johnson like $16 million that year.
You know what I'll never forget about that? There was a story that when he got that deal, because the salary cap went up and the NBA was just giving these huge contracts. Yeah. When he got his deal, like $50 million, he says he actually got physically ill.
Really? Who, Tyler Johnson?
Yes,
really?
Said, when I heard on the phone how much I was getting, I threw up.
Right. I wonder was that the same year Evan Turner got like $70 million or something from Portland?
The joke I call it is the magical summer of 2016.
Yeah, where everybody got paid.
I think Alan Crabb got $72 million.
Yeah. Sure.
Lakers gave $100 million to Mozgov and Luol Deng.
We don't have $100 million for it, but we have something worth more. We have Drape's Takes.
Yes.
When we come right back, Drive Guys Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Ready to pre-game your next big arena event? Head to Beach Hut Deli, a Sacramento tradition for over 40 years, where aloha is served daily. Located just steps away from the arena, whether it's game day or concert night, it's the perfect spot to gather with friends and enjoy amazing sandwiches. Are you planning a bigger get-together? Beach Hut Deli offers endless catering options to bring those delicious flavors to your next party or event. Beach Hut Deli. Good vibes, great food, and epic times await.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Before we get any further, Drapes has an important correction. I had speculated that maybe that last time the Kings won on Miami, maybe that was the Bjelica we bleep and deserve this game, but it was not.
Yeah, according to my sources, that game was in Houston.
I remember that.
We bleeping deserve this was in Houston, according to my sources.
Gotcha. My apologies.
Yeah.
On the in the chateau, pardon me. A lot of people with some very interesting opinions here. We'll get to Drapes takes in just a moment. What do you make of this, Drapes? NorCal says unpopular opinion, but does anyone else feel DeMar DeRozan's isolation style of play slows the team down? It does, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Right, exactly. I mean, the way that's coming off, that question is being asked is like, you can't be 100 miles an hour all the time. I look at it, and we've talked about it. He's like a change of pace back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a guy, you know, you go to, and he's been super clutch for this team. And so I don't think one thing I'm seeing from DeMar too is most of the time the ISO stuff comes later in the game when the game's on the line.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, all right, let's go. Now it's time. For the most part, first 3 quarters, I feel like he's playing within the offense, moving the ball, cutting, all that, and then clock's winding down or something, he gets into his bag. But I don't see it, you know, as a negative at all.
It is a great change of pace based on what we saw last year, where the Kings had so many games where the threes weren't falling and they just didn't have another gear. And the thing is, whether you're playing fast, which they love to play, or you slow it down a little bit at times with DeRozan, as long as he's performing efficiently, it really doesn't matter.
Right. It doesn't matter. Do the ball go in the basket?
Yeah.
You know, yes. I mean, the guy's shooting better than 50% from the field, you know, averages, 25 points per game? I'm not worried about that.
Cole G says a little early, this will be a top 5 offense by the All-Star break.
Well, it's top 5 right now, right? I think they're
okay.
number 5 in offense right now in terms of offensive rating. And so, you know, Cole G, you ain't going out on a limb. Damn Skippy. It should be a top 5 offense by All-Star break. It's a top 5 offense right now. We got all the tools.
And Amadrock says, if I'm reading between those lines, Mike saying someone wasn't pulling their weight. You may be right, Amadrock. We're both from Vallejo, but that's not really the way I
didn't know. Yeah. Amadrock's looking for something. I don't know how he got that out of that, but no, what I heard from Mike, and this is something he's been preaching ever since he got here, players being accountable, holding each other accountable.
He tells that story all the time about LeBron,
yes.
right? When he was coaching LeBron. Yeah.
All the time. And so finally, you know, based on what we're hearing, it happened last night. And so that's an encouraging sign. This is what Mike Brown's talking about. Can't be all on the coaches to get on everybody. The players got to hold each other accountable.
And right now it's time for Drapes Takes.
Calm down, Lion. Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
Sacramento, your boy is in a mood today. I'm in a mood today, and let me tell you why. I told you, I had to drive back from San Francisco last night, you know, election day. I'm kind of low. My mood is kind of low. But you know what I do when I want to get myself out of a bad mood, Whitey?
What's
you
that?
know what I turn
What do you
to?
do?
I turn to my people in Sacramento. So I had to throw on the hat right here. You know, I'm not just talking about I'm from Sacramento. I'm showing you I'm out there representing. And so the love you guys give me, I'm going to give it to you. That's why I had to throw on this hat today. I'm feeling the love. I'm feeling the energy here for this show. What is that from?
That's from, isn't that Elton John?
Is that? Oh my gosh! Okay. Hey, Drapes Take. Hey, don't mess up Drapes Take. Let me just say, I've never seen that movie before. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's good.
Really? Is it? I should check it out. Maybe watch it with the kids. All right, let's get to Drapes Takes here. Got the Sacramento hat. Let me start off by saying, and I teased it a little bit ago, the Sacramento Kings in the third quarter against the Miami Heat last night showed me this team is listening to Mike Brown. I understand the players got into each other at halftime, but look at the numbers, people. Sacramento is tied with, get this, Whitey, the Oklahoma City Thunder for point differential in the third quarter.
Wow.
Historically, the Kings have been awful in the third, but not this year. Sort of resembles the Golden State Warriors when they were winning the championships, their third quarter. And that goes to show me whatever's happening at halftime, whether it's Mike Brown, whether it's the players, it's working. And so that's encouraging to me, Whitey, because what you see happen is, like last night, they were scuffling a little bit. They were down by 13 at the half, but they went into the locker room and came out with the proper mindset. That is what I want to see from this team all season long, because you're not going to lead at half every game. You're not going to be up 82 games out of the year. Sometimes you got to dig deep, and that's what I'm seeing from this team.
Yeah, you make those adjustments. The biggest adjustment they seemed to make at halftime last night was De'Aaron Fox deciding, all right, box around and find out.
Bam, there you go. That brings me to my second Drapes take. I got to give some love to my guy, De'Aaron Fox. The way he took over in that third quarter, and I think Mike Bibby said it on the post-game show, we need to see that De'Aaron Fox right from the get-go. As I'm watching that game last night, Whitey, and I understand DeMar DeRozan is fantastic. I understand he's great. But it's De'Aaron Fox's team. DeMar DeRozan is so good, he can get in where he can fit in. You know what I mean? He can chill and relax until it's late and then get into his ISO bag. But for this team to be great, I need third quarter De'Aaron Fox. Don't defer, Foxy. Don't defer to DeMar or Sabonis or Keegan. You're still that dude. 16 points in the third. When I looked at that game last night, Whitey, I came away thinking Malik Monk might be the heart and soul, but we go how De'Aaron Fox goes. If De'Aaron Fox takes it to that next level, which we saw last night, this team is going to be hard to beat. I need to see that from Fox every night now.
Yeah, he sets that tone in terms of how aggressive they are as a team.
Yes. I thought De'Aaron Fox was phenomenal. I mentioned his 16 points, 10 shot attempts. And the thing about De'Aaron Fox that I saw last night is his offense was so varied. It wasn't 11 three-pointers. He got to the basket. He got to his elbow jumper. He changed pace. Like, I need to see that from De'Aaron right from the get-go. Our team goes how he goes. But I will say this, as I continue Drape's takes here. Our defense got to get better. Mm-hmm. And I understand we held Miami to 17 in the third quarter, Whitey. But we are continuing to get beat from the three-point line. That's how teams are gashing us. Toronto did it Saturday. Miami in the first half did it. They still shot, 45%, I think it was, from three-point range. We got to shore up the perimeter defense somehow. And it's not necessarily stopping penetration, because I think we're doing a great job at that. But teams are shooting at a high clip against us. Like, I don't even know who's Pele Larson.
That's
like, who the
when you
hell
say
is
that,
that?
my son last night, there's Larson. I turned to my wife and said, I don't know.
I don't even. But we got to stop letting these I don't want to disrespect them, but these lesser known players, Boucher on Saturday, Larson last night, we got to stop letting them get going from three-point range. That's a concern for me, White.
Yeah, I do think that they're related. I think they're focusing so much on stop and dribble penetration, they're leaving some three-point shooters open. But, Drapes, to your point, there's guys that don't have anybody near them far too often.
Yeah, and that's concerning to me. That's concerning to me. Hopefully we get a revenge game going tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hopefully our guys will tighten up. Last Drapes take, fourth and final Drapes take. Our bench. I know Mike went deeper. I know Jordan McLaughlin played well. I know Trey Lyles was super aggressive with the shot. But we got to start hitting some of those, right? Like, Malik was doing his thing. Malik had 12 points. He was in his bag. He was looking good. But, man, how many games have we been outscored from the bench? That's a concern. I don't know if it's trusting the guys like we've talked about a little more, giving them some more time. You know, like Trey Lyles, 16 minutes. I'll take that. Jordan McLaughlin, 10 minutes and change. But I need a little bit more production from those guys, you know, because they're capable. I love the fact, what was it? Second quarter, I think it was, with Trey Lyles. He got him up. Like, he took like 3 shots in a row. And I was like, man, Trey's, you know, but then in the second half, he was nowhere to be found. Like, we got to figure out a way to get more production from our bench, I feel.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring it up today because I figured we're going to be celebrating the win, but I'm with you. To me, that's my number one, maybe even bigger concern than the defense is that lack of production from the bench so far.
Yeah, and I wonder, you know, like, we've seen Trey Lyles be productive. I'm not sure what's happening. How come he's not on, even though he was 2 of 4 yesterday? I want to see a little bit. Like, Jordan McLaughlin, that's our guy, friend of show. 47% three-point shooter. Like, we got to get something from these guys. You know what I mean? And then, how about this? Doug McDermott starts Saturday and then doesn't play yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know, Mike, we got to figure out the bench at some point, big fella. We got to figure out who's in the rotation, who can we count on, and we got to empower our bench. That's going to be – because we can't rely on the top 6 all the time. Like, even Boston, who I'm, trashed their bench last year, but even Peyton Pritchard, Luke Cornett, Sam Hauser contributes every now and then. Like, our guys got to step up.
Yeah.
We got to be better from the bench. I feel
Dougie
like.
McBuckets is getting Vazenkov'd.
or Duarte or something like that. Like
yeah.
it's 1 minute you start and the next you don't play. And we talked about it. Maybe Mike is searching, trying to gain trust in these guys. But, man, it needs to happen sooner rather than later. We need to be able to go deep into our bench. All right, Kyle, that is Drape's Takes, and it's brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
Somebody wants to buy your hat, Drapes.
somebody. $200, so you can have it. Who? Somebody really said that?
Yeah, somebody, and we're getting so many comments, which we appreciate. I lost it here, but yeah, someone offering to buy your very nice hat.
You know what? I got this from a golf tournament a couple of weeks ago, and the people that gave me the hat, they're like, I don't want to say sign makers, but they're printing. They're printing. Like if you want hats printed, if you want, T-shirts printed, they do that. And they were giving these hats out.
So that probably is not violating anybody's copyright either.
No,
it's A's colors, you could say, but it's not.
It's not.
They don't have
no logo or anything.
Right to
their colors.
Yeah.
And it's the word Sacramento. Ain't nobody copyrighted Sacramento on anything. So you like this, right? Let me take a look at it. Actually, that is pretty sweet. That is. Let me see. Auto Cap, but. Like I said, it was the printing company. Oh, it is printorpromo.com is
very
who
nice.
Handed it out.
The A's, when they first came here, they had green caps, but the coaches had white hats, which I always thought was kind of cool.
Really?
Yes. That
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
A little change of pace.
Were the bills of the caps a different color?
I think the bills of the caps were green. I have to double check, but the coaches had white hats. And the managers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a nice little touch. Yeah.
Campio says, "Where's the T-shirts?" Waiting on Whitey. Whitey got to give me. Remember, you said you wanted to give me a design or something like that.
You said you did have some people. Yes,
I do have some people, but
I did say that.
Do you have something that you can forward me, or is it a hand-drawn kind of thing?
It would be something I could forward you, but I actually don't have it yet.
Come on,
so
man.
I'm on it. I didn't know we were going to.
Are you trying to trademark it or anything?
No,
are you trying
to?
All right, I'm just.
I didn't know we were starting production so soon. That's on me. When we come back, Keegan Murray says the Kings are at their best when this happens. No surprise. We were just talking about it. Next, Sacktown Sports.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender in the paint. Soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Sacramento. It's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Rod Thomas has special intimate performance.
I don't wanna be lonely no more. I don't wanna have to pay for
benefiting Sidewalk Angels Foundation. One night only, Saturday, November 16th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Rod Thomas. Live. Tickets now. Visit ThunderValleyResort.com.
Ready to make this Christmas unforgettable? Shop early and save at Prestigio Jewelers' biggest Black November sale ever. For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Prestigio Jewelers, the perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno. Or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius.
or 2 half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
To all you tool people out there, has Harbor Freight got a deal for you? Big savings every single day this November. Because we know that right now, when the price of everything only seems to go up, you need a place where prices stay low. So shop in-store or online for quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love every day. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the only store in the world to be named the top 100 shop for 40 years straight. Yes, the only golf shop in the world. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Try any club on the shelf on the driving range for free and let our staff show you everything you need to look and play better. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue, Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
Tom's Watch Bar, your ultimate sports watching destination for all Kings games, hosted live by Sacktown Sports. With 360-degree viewing, surround sound, premium food and drink, and game day vibes that match being at the game, Tom's Watch Bar is the ultimate game day experience for all Sacramento Kings fans.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the only store in the world to be named the top 100 shop for 40 years straight. Yes, the only golf shop in the world. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Try any club on the shelf on the driving range for free and let our staff show you everything you need to look and play better. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue, Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
The NFL trade deadline has come and gone. The 49ers did make a move. They barely beat the buzzer to bring in a defensive tackle from the Houston Texans, and it's causing a little bit of confusion because the 49ers already have a defensive lineman named Kalia Davis, and today they traded for Khalil Davis.
Yeah.
So there was some confusion there. People reporting that, the Kalia Davis had been sent to the Texans, which was totally backwards. So anyway, it appears, Kyle, that 49ers didn't do a lot. They upgraded the middle of the defensive line, but bottom line is they're expecting to get a lot of people back, and they think that's where this push is going to come from.
Yeah. Are you a little surprised they didn't do a little bit more? At the trade deadline.
I would have been shocked if they hadn't gotten anybody on the defensive line.
Yeah,
because that's what Kyle Shanahan does.
Yeah, exactly.
The Lions got Zadarius Smith. They didn't want that to happen.
I'm looking at the Khalil Davis numbers. What happened, and I have to do some research here. He played in 2020, 2021, off in 2022. Interesting, Whitey. I'm looking at his Pro Football Reference page. In 2020, he played 2 games. 2021, 1 game. Then didn't play in 2022. 2023, 15 games. And then this year so far, 9 games.
Yeah.
Like, was he out of the league?
Yeah.
And then came
2022,
out?
he signed to the Buccaneers practice squad.
Okay.
They released him in November, and he signed with the practice squad of the Rams. So the bottom line is he's just not that good.
I didn't want to say.
So then after that, in spring of 2023, was with the Birmingham Stallions. USFL.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to be that hater.
It's just not
anything.
that. His resume suggests he's not like a real impact player.
Right.
But
right.
playing with Houston, D'Amico Ryan, so you're running the same system.
We'll see. We'll see. It doesn't move the needle much, though. You don't.
No,
think.
but it gives you a little depth up front. Where
exactly.
Since they lost Gravedigger, they're a little thin.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
If anything, again, I think it speaks to how confident they are that they have all the pieces coming back that they're going to need. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
Also, fun fact, his twin brother also played in the NFL.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right. Kyle there with the trivia there.
It wasn't that fun. It was a fact, but it wasn't that
I know. Fun fact.
Fun,
That
right?
wasn't a fun fact.
Two twin brothers playing in the NFL. That's pretty cool.
I guess. But no, they made a little bit of moves, We'll see if it pans out, what kind of effect. They got a big one coming up this week and then a bye week against Dallas. So, it should
you guys, you got to be nervous, right? Yeah.
What?
With that big Cowboy rivalry game.
No Dak. That might help the Cowboys out the way Dak been playing. You're right about that. It's at Dallas too. Yeah, we got that coming up at Dallas. But I like the way our team is playing right now. I feel good about my squad right now.
So getting back to the Kings for a second. Last night, you're coming home after doing post game, and you could see the beam, right?
Saw the beam, and we were talking off air. Like, I feel like the beam they done boosted up the wattage or whatever it is. It looks brighter. Like before, and maybe because it was a clear night or something like that. I don't know. But before, I would drive up and I'd kind of see it, but I'd have to twist my neck. Like, I could see it almost from Davis.
Yeah.
Pretty quick, easily.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
After
shoot, there it is.
Portland, just leaving the arena and stopping to look back up at it at the arena, I thought, it seems brighter.
A little brighter. Exactly. A little brighter. And I was happy, man. And I was thinking, like, what a marvel it is, like that you can shoot that thing in the sky and see it from, all over. And, I love the fact that we still do it. It's part of our fabric. It's not like the Lakers dropping confetti, because confetti is like, so what, 1970s?
Yeah,
1980s.
Do that too.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man, ribbons and things like. No, the beam is more hip and cool.
It's more Sacramento too,
and you can make a song about it too.
Yeah,
you can't make a song about the ribbons and confetti.
You could, but it would suck.
Right, it would suck, right? And so, yeah, man, I love seeing that last night driving home.
I actually think if another team tried that, everyone would go, no. Teams emulate each other all the time, but that is so uniquely Sacramentan to this point,
right?
That if say Seattle got a team and they started, we got the green bean.
Nah, that's kind of weak.
No,
you're biting off us. No, I'm with you. And the fact that we lit the beam against Miami. Like, think about it like this: if you would have beat Toronto and lost to Miami, I don't think you'd be feeling as good. Like, you feel, okay, 3-1, yeah, but still not a quality win, not a win against a potential playoff team. And now you were able to do that. And so you feel a little bit better, I think, in the way they won, too.
Yes, that's one of the things that makes it so enjoyable, is that they did lose that game, and then they were losing at halftime, and they overcame all that.
Yes, they overcame all that. And that just shows you, man, like, even against the Raptors, they were down, looked like down and out. They fought back, forced overtime. Last night, down by 13, Miami Heat, they have all the momentum going into halftime, but yet this team, and give De'Aaron Fox a lot of credit, they mustered something, man. Like, I don't think, I understand we want to be more physical, but in terms of teams aren't going to just punk us out of a game and we cower and go hide in the corner or anything like that. We got some dogs out there that, at least keep playing and keep fighting out there.
Big difference when the Kings came out onto the court for the third quarter was De'Aaron Fox. And Keegan Murray after the game says the Kings are at their best when De'Aaron Fox is playing like that.
I mean, he's aggressive all the time. And when he's aggressive is when we're at our best. We can go on big runs. So he was the focal point of our run in the third quarter.
Keegan made a big shot last night, but he's still not shooting the three ball especially well, Drapes, but he's working so hard on defense.
Yeah.
Wondering if that has something to do with it.
Well, think about it. We're a top 5 offense, and Keegan's not even flowing yet. I mean, we're not even shooting the three ball well yet. And that's what's so scary about this offense, man. It could be so much better. I'm looking at Keegan's numbers, 5 of 11, not bad, but only 1 of 4 from 3-point range last night. And so you're right. Keegan's doing so many other things. And we've talked about it on the broadcast. We got to give him some credit rebounding the ball too. Like, he's done a hell of a job crashing the glass this year as well. Will we like him to average 20? Yes. But, it's not happening right now. But the thing about him, and you just mentioned, he's doing some other things to help this team win.
Yeah, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. That's the number. Those are the numbers if you want to join the conversation. Ashley has been hanging on. Thanks for hanging, Ashley. You're on the drive, guys. What can we do for you?
Of course. Not much. I was just wanting to talk about the game. And as for the Kings, I think DeMar DeRozan is – everyone says – Fox is the one who is kind of the engine for us, and I get that to a sense. But I feel DeMar's been very, very critical, and moving the needle for us. Because even though we're 4-3, we're not necessarily percentage of wins wise yet higher than we were last year, I don't think. But DeMar's been moving the needle in his own sense, because just like when we needed a bucket last year, Barnes was a guy that we would turn to. And I feel DeMar's kind of filled that role, but has even better efficiency when doing that role.
Yeah. Thanks, Ashley. There's no question, just watching them, they play with more confidence, knowing that DeMar's there, that they've got that other gear. And I think that's one of the reasons they were so upset at halftime, because they'd been underperforming.
Yeah, you're right. And the thing about DeMar, and you tell me when you watch it, Whitey, I feel like they almost look to DeMar. Or do they look to DeMar to take over, or does he just do it?
Like, great question. It just seems to kind of happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Ashley.
All right,
for the call.
Ashley.
We appreciate that. Yeah. There was one play last night.
Kyle, you could cut Ashley off, big fella. Dang.
Thank you.
He's sleeping back there.
No, he's doing some
all right.
Doing some other things back there. One play in particular, when McLaughlin, it was like, hey, that guy's a point guard.
Yeah.
He brings the ball down the floor and he has a lot of options there, and he sees DeMar kind of posting up and just flips it right in. It's like, okay, there's a point guard recognizing I got to get the ball to that guy right now.
Yes. And I think,
it seems to be a natural process.
Right. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. I think, DeMar carries a certain amount of weight with him. And, the thing I love that we've seen these first 7 games, obviously 20 plus points in each one, but the sensing the moment, sensing when the team needs something. It was maybe at a Toronto game or Atlanta. It might have been the Atlanta game. The Hawks were on a little run. DeMar came right back down, hit a big shot, or got to the free throw line. And the thing about it, I don't feel like this guy is chucking it or anything like that, or breaking the offense. I know we had the comment earlier.
Right.
Does it slow us down? Sometimes that's a good thing, right? Sometimes, getting a good shot is more important than being fast.
You can, he hasn't made every shot, but I don't remember a time this year when I thought, that was a bad shot to take.
Right. Some would say the last shot against Toronto, that corner 3 ball, maybe. But how about the 4-point play yesterday? Like that's sensing the moment and rising to the occasion. And that's what I love about him. We've seen it from De'Aaron as well. These guys aren't backing down. It's like, oh shoot, we're down 4, we're down 5. They were down 123, 118. No, what was it? I forget what it was last night. But it was a 5-point game, and I'm like, oh man, this is over. 108, 103, I think it was. And DeMar hits the 4-point play. It's like these guys keep coming, and I'm liking that from this team so far.
Everybody played last night. Everybody in the NBA played. So what happened? What does it mean for the Kings? We're back with that. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Because now at Staples, you can save up to $50 on your print purchase. From posters and flyers to signs and menus, Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. And with Staples Print Perfect Guarantee, it's done right or it's printed again free. Plus, same-day service is available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. Get it printed right at Staples. And now get up to $50 off your print purchase. N76, visit staples.com/print for details.
The shot clock is ticking, and your home team is driving up the court.
But don't miss your chance to score big at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Save on a new Accord, HR-V, Ridgeline, or the all-new Prologue before the buzzer sounds on year-end deals. Don't get benched by high prices. Slam dunk your savings today.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's Old One Report.
The presidential general election is November 5th. All registered voters will receive their ballot in the mail. Check to make sure you're registered correctly at elections.saccounty.gov or call toll-free 800-762-8019.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Kyle Draper knows why we're playing this song.
Yes. Shout out to the late, great Quincy Jones.
I didn't realize till I was reading about him that he had composed this. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I didn't know that either. And like you said, passed away, yesterday? Quincy Jones did, and this is a classic, man. He had so many hits too, Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
So many hits.
Yeah, being a producer, there's a million things that he did to make records special that we never know about.
Yes.
Because you never give the producer credit.
Right. And, obviously Michael Jackson, some of the hits he had.
Yeah, the Thriller album is one of the best produced albums of all time.
Exactly. He worked with all the big artists. I think he was responsible for Babyface also. Tony Braxton too, like some of the legends in our game in the industry. Yeah,
tremendous. Yeah, that might have been his finest work. That's a great.
That's
song.
a good one, right?
I've seen those quotes go around after he died, and he had the one that was like, the greatest singer of all time can't overcome a bad song.
Ooh.
The song matters just as much, if not more, than the person who's singing it.
Thank you, Kyle. We got Kyle Ledbetter in for Jay today. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. JR's been hanging on. And against Drape's advice, we're going to put JR on the air here. What's up, JR?
He also did Austin Power movies. He did their soundtrack.
Oh, really?
Richard Mike. Yeah, he freaking did everything. The Thriller thing, gosh.
Yeah.
And then I didn't realize he did that. That's Sanford and Son, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Wheezy! I'm having the big one, Wheezy. Missed that show.
JR, oh my God. JR, you gotta come better, man. Say that for the morning show. Whatever this call is, that's a morning show material. You got anything else for us, man?
Back right here.
Yeah, he got something else for it, right?
Yeah, you're right. That's more for an old man like Carmichael Dave or something, right?
Exactly.
All right. No, last night's game, man, that was so nice to see. Now, I will say, you're right, Drake's had been in every one. I'm still mad about the Wolves. I feel like they should have won that first home opener. But I should let that go, huh? I should let that.
At this point, you
feeling
might
go
want
in
to. Yeah.
Well, at this point, I don't think that should have been a foul when he dribbled down the lane, but that's okay. The win was phenomenal after having that overtime loss. I felt like they should have won up at Toronto. I think a lot of people agree on that.
Yeah.
When they came all the way back, I felt like the overtime was in their momentum. Now, I will say, as a Kings fan being greedy, it's been nice to have both of them.
Right.
But I can't believe Keegan let loose on them in the locker room at halftime.
He was the guy, huh, JR?
Oh, 100%. You've seen that guy get angry. You ever see him dunk? It's almost like he is afraid to hurt the ball as it goes through the net. I love you guys.
All right,
Hey, JR.
all right, JR.
Yeah. Speaking of thrillers, that game last night, an absolute thriller. Everybody in the NBA played last night.
Yep.
And that was by far the best game.
By far the best game?
Well, there was Cleveland and Milwaukee was a close game. But,
Yeah.
I mean, that putback by Domas.
No, that finish.
Then there was still a little drama because that was Scary Terry, right? He had a pretty good look.
He had when he got the ball, I was like, oh no, because it was like a rhythm shot he could make, but he airmailed it, but we dodged one. But yeah.
I think he thought that I only have 0.7. I can't actually catch it and
shoot.
Which he can.
He could have, yeah. He
Yeah.
could have did a natural shot, and no, that was a tremendous finish, man. And like I said, you're down 108, 103, I think it was, and you come back
pretty
and,
grim,
and
yeah.
win that game, man. That was impressive. That was impressive.
So also last night, just looking at some of the games everybody played, Cleveland beat the Bucks by 2. The Cavs are 8-0 and the Bucks are 1-6.
Right. Yeah.
The Cavs have tied their best start ever, and the Bucks have prompted, very early irresponsible speculation about, Giannis is going to want out of there. Where's Giannis going to go?
Dude, he might. It ain't. I mean, think about it. The Bucks won the championship 3 years ago, something like that, and since then they've been bounced in the first round of the playoffs. Giannis hasn't been healthy. He didn't play last night, but it's like he might say, you know what? Something's got to change. Like, I feel like when you look at the moves they made, getting rid of Drew Holiday, I'm not saying Giannis wanted to get rid of Drew Holiday, but I think he wanted to get Dame Lillard. And to me, it's clear that he's not afraid to flex his muscle a little bit and say, hey, we need this done. It backfired on them big time, royally. Now he might want out. Maybe.
Yes, some people have thought for years that he might want to end up with the Warriors, but I don't know if they need him right now because the Warriors beat the Wizards 125-112.
Yeah.
Warriors are 6-1.
Yeah, Warriors are 6-1.
What is going on?
They had a soft schedule, Whitey. Their schedule has been Charmin tissue paper soft. They haven't played anybody. I think maybe Houston they played or somebody like that. Yeah, but that's about it.
I think we're about to find out how good the Warriors are because here's their next 5 games.
Yeah, what you got?
At the Boston Celtics.
Loss.
At the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Loss.
At the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Loss.
Home against the Dallas Mavericks.
Maybe.
Home against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Loss. I'm saying it's a loss. Yeah.
Call it 1-4 at that point.
Yeah, 1-4. 1-4. Like they haven't had to play anybody really.
Yeah. But, I mean, they've taken advantage of that. But okay, they go 1-4. They're 7-5. Then they get Giannis.
And then they get Giannis, right? I know. Let me ask you this though, real quick before we. I'm looking at this Bucks Cavs game. How about this guy? 39 minutes last night. Went 10 of 21 from the field. 21 points, 18 rebounds, 3 blocks.
Wow.
Sounds like a guy we could use.
Obviously talking about Dean Wade.
Exactly, right? How about Bobby Portis numbers starting for Giannis last night?
Yeah, if the Bucks want to tear it down.
If they're on a fire sale, that's the guy, right?
Yes.
He would fit in perfectly with us. And
I think you'd be a legitimate contender for one of the top 4 spots in the West.
Right. I'm with you on that. Bobby Portis. Keep an eye on that name. If they continue to free fall out there in Milwaukee, they may have to make some moves. And Bobby Portis, you'd have to give up, I think, a lot for him, though, to be honest with you, because I think that's
worth it.
Yeah, I think he's worth it. Give up a couple of picks, whatever it takes. Bring him here.
By the way, the Wizards lost last night. They're 2-4, but they actually have some good young players for the first time in forever.
They do.
They're no good yet, but they have some interesting players.
Did you hear Draymond's comments after that game talking about the Wizards? He said, that's the hardest they've played. Yeah. He's like, that's the hardest playing Wizards team they've had in years. Bilal Coulibaly.
Yeah.
He's been balling out. And they got some young talent. They're finally, starting to piece some things together out there in Washington.
Also in the West, Detroit beat the Lakers.
How about that?
Yeah, the Nets beat the Grizzlies. Jordy's team is 4-4.
Yeah, they're playing hard.
Let's see. The Jazz beat the Bulls. Rockets over the Knicks. Minnesota over the Hornets. The Thunder thumped the Magic. Trailblazers destroyed the Pelicans. They're 3-5.
Yeah.
And Indiana beat the Mavericks. The Suns also won 118-116 over the Sixers, and the Nuggets won. So long story short, that win last night for the Kings, I know it's very, very early, but it's already so packed in the West. Right now, the Kings, with all the tiebreakers, they'd be in the 8th spot, but they're actually tied for the 4th best record in the conference at 4-3.
Yeah, a bunch of teams are 4-3. And I look at a team, and I understand they're dealing with some injuries. But New Orleans, they're struggling now. They are reeling right now.
If you have that game up, go look at the starting 5 last night for the Pelicans.
I got it.
Is unrecognizable.
Robinson Earl, Ingram. I don't know who Missy is. Anybody? I don't know who the Missy guy is.
It's YVES.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's the first round pick. He's their first round pick.
Oh, he's their first round. Alvarado got the start, and Brandon Boston Jr. The only regular is Brandon Ingram. Like, even in the rotation, really, him and Alvarado.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're reeling right now. Give Portland some credit, man. 3-5. That's a solid team. They're playing halfway decent.
Mm-hmm. Also, the Clippers won, so they're 3-4. They're going to be in town this week, right?
Yeah, we get to see James Harden. I don't know if you saw that one clip of James Harden actually playing defense.
Come on.
No, dude, he had
that's
3 or 4 deflections
or something.
Dude, he had 3 or 4 deflections on one play. It was crazy. And so, but no, man, I'm looking at the schedule, Whitey. You got Toronto, revenge game. You got the Clippers team, okay team, but you could beat them. You string together a couple more wins here, and you're, all of a sudden 6-3.
Yeah,
we're feeling good about this.
They're still in that part of the schedule where you got to take advantage of this because it does get a little tougher here.
It gets.
You got
tough.
a lot of games left in November.
Yeah, you got and a lot of home games too. I think it's January where you're on the road a lot, a couple of East Coast trips, and so you're right, man. Now that we got this 4-game road trip out of the way, now you got a bunch of home games here in November that you can really take advantage of.
The league announced just before we started our show that Joel Embiid suspended for 3 games for shoving that reporter. And yesterday we were talking about that and we agreed that the guy crossed the line with what he wrote. And I said, well, he owes Joel Embiid an apology. He apparently did apologize to Joel Embiid, and Joel Embiid said, I don't accept your apology.
Oh, he don't accept it. Yeah, man. Don't apologize now after I gave you that 2-piece. You know what I mean? It's
but 3
games. That's a lot, right?
I know a lot of people are saying, well, he's not going to play those games anyway. But I believe the way the league looks at it is like the suspension doesn't count until
he's active. Until he's back. He's back. And so, no, that's huge, man, because think about it. This Sixers team, they lost again last night to Phoenix. Paul George is back, yes, but they're in danger of slipping. Them in Milwaukee are reeling right now. And so I'm surprised it was 3 games. I thought maybe 1, maybe 2, but 3 games when you're already 1-4 or something like that. That's a lot of games.
Yeah, Drapes, people are worried about you.
What?
Campy says in the chat, did Draper say James Harden was playing defense?
Yes. Yeah. Look at it, man. I saw it last night. On one possession, look, there it is. James Harden gets 4 consecutive deflections.
Wow.
On one possession, one trip down. He's just getting his hands everywhere. We know it ain't going to last long, everybody. I understand that, but I'm giving him his props right now.
That might be a sign of the apocalypse or something. I'm not sure I feel all the way good about that. When we come back, the Kings, yes, they saved their first road trip grade by acing the final. More on that. Want to hear your thoughts as well. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Is anybody going to admit they gave up on that game last night? Anybody? It's next with the Drive Guys on Sackdown Sports.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-290-0239. 800-290-0239. Again, that's 800-290-0239. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients meet us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
All the small Kings. The Kings with a big win last night. Wow, what a come-from-behind victory over the Miami Heat. Kyle Draper had pre- and post-game duties. Did you ever lose faith, Drapes? Brother Draper?
Nah.
It's a safe space here.
Nah. Maybe once when De'Aaron Fox missed the shot. I thought it was over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but that was the longest 9 seconds ever. I'm like, oh, he missed the shot. We're going to lose this game. And then they're still playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, my God, Domas, yes. And so that was the one time where I said, we're done. When De'Aaron Fox missed that shot. Because I thought time would just run out on us. But we still had 3 seconds to go, and Domas came up with it.
Yeah, I went to the doorway of figuring they're going to lose. I was right there at the doorway when they, like you said, they were behind by, 5 or something? It's like,
108, 103.
Not going to happen. Then,
right.
DeRozan makes the
4-point play.
Yeah, that's like, oh, my goodness. They're serious. They pulled themselves back from the abyss.
Yes.
Which is what made it so impressive, is that they had all that adversity, in the first half, come out, take the lead, gave it back, and then still had something left.
And the thing about it, too, is Miami tried to hit him with some haymakers.
Yeah.
Like that Terry Rozier corner 3, that's the one that made it 108-103 with 111 left. I'm like, all right, we're done, And then DeMar hits the 4-point play. But even before that, too, Whitey, before Rozier, Jimmy Butler hit a deep 3, it made it 105, and I'm like, damn, we're going to lose this game. But the DeRozan, and I'm looking at it right here, DeRozan was involved in a lot of the late action stuff. I'm looking at 209, he hit a 18-foot step back. At 132, he hit Sabonis for a cutting layup. Then he had the 4-point play. Then he had the assist to Malik Monk on the driving dunk. Like DeRozan was involved down the stretch in a lot of the big plays down there.
Yeah, he had 6 assists last night, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that makes him so lethal down the stretch when the ball starts going through him. He's not an unwilling passer.
Yeah.
The pass to Domas last night
was
incredible.
Yes, I thought he was going to pull the shot.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's going to fire this. But he saw Domas had the advantage, had a guy sort of, on his back and had the position and fired it right into him. I'm like, okay, that's the DeMar DeRozan we talked about in Chicago. Remember about making the right play, being a facilitator, and we saw it last night.
Mm-hmm.
And he only had 1 turnover. Sorry to cut you off.
No, I'm glad
he had 1 turnover, whereas in Toronto, it was like he had butterfingers. So good to see him clean that up and bounce back.
Yeah, they did. They did all right. I mean, they have 14 turnovers, a
As
little
a
on the
team,
high
right.
end, but there were a lot of people that took good care of the basketball last night. Nobody had more than De'Aaron Fox had 4. I know I'm not the first to mention this, but wasn't it great to see how excited DeMar DeRozan was when Domantas Sabonis made what proved to be the game-winning shot?
Yes, exactly, man. And, obviously he did the walk-off interview with G-Man, and, G-Man asked him about, just how much of a house of horrors Miami had been, and he didn't know that, we had struggled so much there, but that was huge. And it's starting to feel like he's becoming more and more a part of the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not DeMar DeRozan. Oh my God, we got him. Like, no, this is our guy now, and I feel like he's getting more comfortable. I mentioned the turnovers. He had 6 turnovers against Toronto, only 1 last night. That's impressive.
That's because Drake was mean mugging him.
You think it was shook, huh? He might have been shook. Nah, no way. But those Drake stands, those fans of Drake be like, yeah we forced those turnovers, right?
Yeah. The radio booth in Miami, is it across and up from where DeMar was? Because the reason I asked, they put Mike Martinez put the headset on him, and DeMar was like, you could tell he was asking him, where are they? And Michael turned around and pointed. Is that?
Yeah, it's opposite. Opposite the benches.
Yes.
Yeah, the benches
he was looking
are
and Michael
facing
said,
you.
over there. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Real quick, that was for where G-Man was, because we had DeMar on the Kings post game afterwards. So they were pointing at like G-Man's all the way
that's
up
what
there.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because DeMar was asking. Yeah, where are they? Yeah.
Was the TV and the radio in the same spot on the court?
Yeah, they're in the same, like, lined up in the area.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, TV's up there also, sort of across from the benches, like the other side. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
So not one of the best vantage points.
Oh, it's awful, man. And the worst thing is you got fans like right behind you. And I remember 2 years ago when I was there, it might have been some 12-year-old's birthday party or something, but these girls were screaming, and it was like DeMar's daughter, but 10 of them, behind us. It was a rough broadcast location. It's tough out there.
Yeah, we gotta ask him when she's gonna come out for a game, huh?
Right. I mean, she only a stone's throw away, right? Come on up. Just make the short trip up here. Drive up I-5. Go through Stockton and visit Mercedes-Benz in Stockton and keep on coming up, right?
Wow. Had to get that in there expertly.
That was terrible. That was on my bad. That was terrible.
I saw your commercial last night. I think I've seen it before.
Oh, really?
Where you're talking about in the van and how comfortable you are, and you're sitting back and you're just like,
yeah. I still haven't seen it. I got to check it out, but those vans are nice, man. Like the one they had me check out, it was all tricked out. Like it was for a night out on the town, or, you going on a road trip with your boys or your girls or something like that. Yeah. They could do some cool things with that, man.
And mention your name when they go in there, right?
Right. Mention my name. They might charge you double. Who knows? Tell them Drape sent you, right? All right.
Yeah. You made an interesting point earlier. You make a lot of interesting points, but pointing out that it seemed to be a better ending to the road trip because they lost to Toronto. And I'm not saying they're better off that they lost, but losing that game and then coming from behind and then getting ahead, then coming from behind again, it just felt like a really feel-good win to end the trip.
Yeah, 100%, man. And because it's like, you go 3-0, let's say, then you got the fourth game and you're like, oh, man, we can go 4-0, and then we lose. And then you look at the teams you beat on the road, and it's like Atlanta, who do we play? Utah. And so you're like, that's not a good trip, but we beat Miami, which is a solid team, a healthy Miami team. I know they didn't have Jaime Jaquez, but you still had Hero, Jimmy Butler, Bam, Terry Rozier. That's a great win. And you got that long flight home. I believe they flew home today. And so it makes it that much better.
Campy wants to know, he says, DeMar's daughter needs to stop by Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. He's wondering about that.
She might be of age now. No, I'm joking. So somebody's driving her up, Campy. Why you gotta be difficult, bro? I'm just trying to get a plug in. You know that.
I'm with Steve E. He says Keegan played great D on Butler before our last possession.
Yeah.
And as we know, the Kings defense hasn't been great, but down the stretch last night, they strung together a number of very good defensive possessions.
They did. That one, they're talking about who was it? Steve E. I thought Jimmy was hitting that shot. That was a tough shot. Keegan was right there, and then it just barely hits the rim, and that gave the Kings even more life. That was a great defense. Keegan's length, man, we got to start talking about it. I think he's only listed as 6'8", but he plays a little longer, I think, defensively. And I would love to look up his wingspan real quick, because I think that bothers some guys. We've seen it, against Steph and some of the other guys that he guards. Like when he spreads those arms out, it's he's 6'11" wingspan. How about that, Whitey? 6'8", but 6'11" wingspan. And so that makes life difficult for guys.
I think if they're going to get as far as they can possibly get to this year, they're going to have to add something or someone. And that's not a knock on anybody who's currently on the roster, but we saw how special they can be last night. But you made this point earlier, the way the starters and, Malik, but especially the starters played heavy minutes, that's probably not sustainable over 82.
Yeah, probably not. And here's my concern, and not necessarily concern, but my thoughts. I'm looking at, and I got to understand, No Kevin Huerter last night.
Yep.
So that
make a
moves
difference.
Keon back to the bench, let's say. And then because our guard depth hasn't even been strong this year. You know, Keon showed some flashes. He's been all right, but we haven't seen Jordan a whole lot. Like, we may need more than just one thing, Whitey. It may be a couple of things. Or just guys got to play better. Guys got to get like, I thought a guy like Doug McDermott, and I understand he's not a lockdown defender or anything like that, but I thought our lack of like perimeter 3-man, especially with Huerter out, he would get some minutes. Like, who was backing up DeMar last night? We went small a lot of times.
Yes, very
small. You know
small.
what I mean? Yeah, we went
Basically
small a lot.
3 guards.
Yeah, 3 guards
least.
most of the time.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so we need somebody 6'7" to 6'10" out there. Where are those guys at?
I remember you making the point last season.
Really?
Remember you were looking at the roster and going, they don't really have a backup. Was it a 3 you were saying? Remember that last year?
Yeah. It was,
so now it's like Huerter plays there some, and in the smaller lineups, I guess technically Fox plays that. But you're right.
We still don't really have it.
Right.
Yeah. And so is it McDermott? I don't know, but
yeah. And I just remember last year, Dallas was so aggressive, and remember all the moves they made at the deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they ended up in the finals.
Right. I'm hoping Monty, saw what Dallas was able to do and is aggressive.
Yeah.
Now.
It's not easy, I know. And
because think about it too, like this, Whitey. Like, our time has to be now. It can't be 5 years from now. We can't be hoarding draft picks for 2032 or whatever. Like, our time is now with our core that we have. We got to go for it, I feel like.
So last night was proof that this team can be very special. I know Miami's not the best team in the East, but that was a real big-time win. When we come back, we'll look at how the Kings seem to have that fourth quarter thing figured out. We'll get back to the phones as well here. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now during our Veterans Day sale, save 40% on the Sleep Number Special Edition smart bed, plus free home delivery with any base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
The Kings seem to have the fourth quarter thing figured out, at least for now. So Drive Guys here, Drape's back from his pre- and post-game duties last night. We were talking about it yesterday. It's something still to keep an eye on, obviously. When it comes to the fourth quarter, you've got 2 great closers. So how do they decide who the primary closer is on any given night? So far, Drapes, it doesn't seem like it's really an issue.
No, not at all. I thought it maybe a little bit in that Toronto game in terms of they were sort of taking turns, a little too much one-on-one ball. But if I'm being real, I feel like DeMar has shown to be our closer until it's time to actually like the last shot. Like the last 2 minutes, he gets into, DeMar mode where he's, a lot of ISO ball, but he's delivering.
Yeah.
He's making these shots, and so he looks to be our closer right now, but I still think there's room for De'Aaron as well. Like last night, De'Aaron took the final shot and then Domas got the rebound, but I think they still look to De'Aaron for that role too.
I think DeMar DeRozan so far is doing the one thing you want every great player to do. And I don't know about you. I mean, to me, you look at what he's accomplished. He's a great player. But he makes other
you.
players better.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I mean, and he can do it, Whitey, without passing him the ball. Like, just the attention he draws makes life easier for Domas, and we've talked about that before. De'Aaron Fox. It makes it easier for these guys. And so, no, I'm with you, man. And the thing I like about DeMar, too, is, outside of that Toronto game, he takes care of the ball, doesn't get he's not clumsy with it. Like, he's very cerebral with the way he plays.
Yeah, and Mike Brown talked about how DeMar kind of settles everybody down. Which game was that? He talked about that, and you can see that. And that, by the way, and this is not something we can just credit solely to him. The way the Kings maintained their composure last night, I thought was very admirable from Domas. And I know he got frustrated and things were apparently said at halftime, but that's all right. That's the place for that. Domas get smacked in the face. The Kings were not getting a lot of calls, and they still held it together.
No, you're right. I mean, and we aren't seeing them, fly off the handle, no technical fouls,
right,
or anything like that. No, for the most part, no trying to just get out of sorts, if you will. Like, they remain who they are. Like, think about it, Domas could really go off anytime, the way he gets hit and everything like that is ridiculous. And so,
don't you think maybe at some point he should have said to Bam, like, dude, if you hit me in the face again, we're going to go.
But
he smoked him twice.
But that's Bam, dude. I don't know if you want that smoke with Bam. Maybe if it's somebody else, maybe. But no, I'm with you, man. But how about this? One of his teammates sticking up for him or something like that. Like, who's a guy that comes in and gives Bam a little shoulder shove or something like that? Like, yo, what are you doing, man? So, I mean, they're looking good right now.
339-1140, 1-800-912. 339.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
You want to try it again?
No, I lost it now. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. There it is. Trey, Sacktown Sports. Hello, Trey. How are you?
John, my guys, what's going on?
Trey, what's up, baby?
What's up, man? Hey, man, I thought I was gonna call you guys today in a pissed off mood, man, but I'm not. I was frustrated last night with the 3-point defense. And I don't know if you guys see that. I want you guys to comment on the defense. Is like, I see what they doing. They like to, a lot of these teams against the Kings, they like to drive, and they leave their 3-point shooters just sitting there, and we still collapse and let them get the shots off. And I'm just like, it was real frustrating watching them do the same thing over and over again. I'm like, okay, but I also wanted to comment on the mental toughness that I saw from our Kings, man. Like, I was so impressed with that, the way that they handled themselves, not getting the calls, and they both teams playing physical and doing what they had to do. But Sabonis, I mean, man, this dude is like, he got ice in his veins, man. He nailed that 3-pointer. He was open.
Yeah.
He nailed it. Then he gets the game-winning shot. Man, I'm seeing a change in the mentality now, and that's just what I wanted to say, man. Black and purple all day, man. I'll take the comments off the air.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Trey. Yeah, we were just talking about all the composure that they showed last night. They haven't always been able to do that, and it's not an easy thing to do.
Right, exactly. And even De'Aaron Fox, last few games, the whistle hasn't necessarily been going his way.
He's complaining, but he's not losing his composure.
Right, he's not losing his composure. Exactly. And, I get it. It's okay to complain, but you still got to go out there. And maybe that's the DeMar effect, because he seems to be even-keeled for the most part. And so that's the maturity, though. That's one thing we talked about, Whitey, before the season. I feel like this is a much more mature ball club than we've seen in the past. Obviously, you had DeMar, yes, but even De'Aaron, 8th year. Domas is a veteran now. Like, these guys are understand that, now is their time. They're not rookies or second year. They're not a young team anymore, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Yeah.
Young veterans, we could say.
Right.
Young veterans, but little things like last night at one point, De'Aaron was barking at the officials, and they were having a conversation, but Domas just comes over because it was during a timeout. he comes over, puts his arm around him, and just walks him off the floor.
Mhm.
Little things like that. And, you know, the Kings, we haven't talked about it because that's not why they lost, but they have not been getting very favorable calls. And we know that the 2-minute report in Toronto was very unfavorable to them. Again, you don't want to dwell on that because they should have won anyway.
Right.
My point is you could understand some of the frustration.
Yeah, 2 big calls that went against the Kings.
Including one where De'Aaron Fox got hit in the head.
Got hit, yes, exactly. Got fouled, no call. And so, no, man, this team has sort of weathered the storm. And then I also look at, like I said earlier, they're in every game. They're right there. You know, sure, they're 4-3. You know, honestly, they could be 6-1 or 7-0. Like, they've played well enough to be in every single game. And to me, and we've seen it, you know, even in the Atlanta game, Toronto last night, like, this team, when the going gets tough, they respond, Whitey. Like, and that's one thing I wanted to see. Now, as we move on, I want to see when they play New Orleans in February, if New Orleans is healthy. Houston, when we play them coming up, I think in December, we play them. Like, those are the teams I want to see how we do against. Boston, you know, when we have to go out there in January, I think it is.
Yeah, I'm going to try to maintain my composure here, but this is something that drives me crazy. We got, of course, TV's on. We're checking election results.
What we got?
It just drives me crazy when you're watching any show, whichever way they lean, doesn't matter. But during an election, they want to talk to, well, the polls are closed now, blah, blah, blah. And here's someone who voted. And then they talk to one person. How many millions of people are voting? And they talk to one person like I'm supposed to care.
Why do you like
Who cares? It does not matter.
They got to fill space, though, big fella.
Well, who are you voting for? Oh, wow, that person voted for whoever.
They're supposed to represent the average voter. You know what I mean? Exit polls. It's like a live exit polling that you're seeing.
2 people right there and their baby, and good for them. They voted. But why are they on TV and why should I care?
James, tonight's supposed to be the one night where you don't have to fill. There's just too much content going on.
No, what are you supposed to be saying? Like, you got your reporter on. You're gauging the community, what they feel. What is your priorities when voting?
That's not a community. That's 2 people.
You can take any view.
It's
Whatever
called
it is,
man on the street, big
no matter
fella.
how
Come
extreme it is, this way or that way, and I'll bet you could find somebody who is going to say that.
You're killing me, man.
The only thing worse.
That's Jim Acosta, I think it is, trying to do his stuff.
The only thing worse is when something happens in sports, whatever it is, and then the news stations, they go to the playground where people are playing basketball and say, what do you think of this? It does not matter, Drapes.
That's man on the street, big fella. That's like TV 101. That's broadcasting 101. That's here to stay.
No,
dude.
that's what I see on my TikTok when I'm scrolling through
Oh, man, you guys are harsh today. Jeez.
It's
Like you said, they're filling.
Who are we supposed to hear from?
Somebody who can tell me, here's what's going on. Here's what so-and-so is saying about the polling. This side's feeling good about the polling. We're going to hear from this precinct, and they're typically leaning this way rather than here's Jim and his wife, Jill. Who did you vote for?
Well,
I voted for her. I voted for him. Oh, look at that.
That's terrible. That's
news right
I don't
there.
need the news to give me the same kind of content I can get from YouTubers asking if they can name every Super Bowl winning quarterback for $50.
You guys are terrible, man. That's these people out there doing. Look, Sarah Seidner doing it also. They're doing it also in Cedarburg, Wisconsin, big fella.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Somebody
gotta
must like it.
Got to go through all the states. There's one person in Michigan, one person in Wisconsin.
These are the swing states. We're trying to hear what the people in the swing states are thinking
I
right
was watching something last night, and they went to, where did people actually, like, they cast the first ballot? I don't know, New Hampshire or something.
Oh, yeah,
Like, let's go there live. And so the people are reading the ballot for city council. And they go, all right, we're going to have to come back to that.
Oh, man.
Because it was, 50 seconds of just, and first district school board, 6 votes for Jim Nelson. So
That's terrible, man.
Yeah. Too much time to
let
fill.
them do their jobs.
Do your job better. That's all I'm saying. Anyway. Kings did their job.
Yes,
We're all nervous today, Drapes. You know how it is. Everyone's a little tense today.
Yeah, everybody's watching the coverage, and I went out early and did my civic duty. I went and voted. And I was a little frustrated voting though.
Really?
Yeah. So I walk in and they say, "Hey, do you want a paper ballot or do you want the electronic?" Because I'm voting in person. So I'm standing in line. I say, "I'll do it electronic." Well, there was something. Like they needed some paperwork for the electronic one. So then everybody behind me is like, I want a paper ballot. So they started giving them theirs. And I'm sitting here waiting for the guy to be like, hey, man, do you want? And I said, so Daryl, how do I get one of these paper? He's like, oh, I thought you already. Dude, I was there for like half an hour. Not a long time in the whole scheme of life.
Yeah.
But when you come in and you see people behind you casting their ballots and they're rolling out, I was getting heated. He apologized to me afterwards, but still did my civic duty. I wasn't going to be denied today, big fella.
Yeah. Can't be taking shots at me.
I see that.
Whitey remembers walking down to the library, casting his votes before media made voting a news program. The 40s.
The 40s.
What is that?
Back when they had Scantrons and stuff like that, you know?
That is a cheap shot.
You remember the first time you voted? No, you remember that experience?
I'm not sure I do.
Really?
Which FDR year was it?
Damn. That's messed up, man. He's going to call HR on you.
The other Roosevelt, it was Teddy.
Right, Teddy Roosevelt.
It wasn't FDR. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Not my first time.
The good old days, right? The good old days.
All right. Yeah. And they got all these numbers. All right. The thing is, we're not even going to know probably till maybe tomorrow.
But do we want to know something, though?
Like, I sure do.
I want to see the electoral college count grow. You know,
see, I hate that because depending on which order you're going, it makes it look like so-and-so's way ahead.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and people start going, oh, no. It's like, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. All right.
Oh, man.
Where are they now? Where'd the man on the street people go now? Are they in Nevada now?
They're in studio right now. But Pennsylvania got to be one, right? They got to talk to somebody in Pennsylvania.
Oh, they got a whole team there. That's the one that actually matters.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, Domas, he just does his thing, and he proves his point again and again as we continue to bask in the afterglow of the Kings' big win, and we continue to deal with the uncertainty. Drive Guys, Sackdown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox. The breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunkt Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
The next election is November 5th. Vote centers open October 26th. Remember to vote early and avoid the lines. Learn more at elections.sackcounty.gov or call toll-free 800-762-8019.
Don't miss Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo's 17-year anniversary bash this Saturday night with a free tri-tip dinner. That's right, free tri-tip dinner and free late-night biscuits and gravy. So don't miss Stoney's 17-year anniversary bash this Saturday night, plus free dance lessons, sing some karaoke, or ride Stoney's mechanical ball. I'll see you on the dance floor.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Every club on the shelves can be tried for free on the driving range. 3 TrackMan units and a Hagen Oaks team of skilled fitting professionals provide the finest club fitting experience. Our personable Super Shop staff will show you the newest to help you look and play your best. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
At the law offices of Dale R. Gomes, we understand that when you're facing a crisis, you need more than just a lawyer. You need a team. Our dedicated attorneys work together, combining decades of experience to guide you through personal injury or criminal defense matters with care and expertise. We're committed to supporting you every step of the way, ensuring your voice is heard and your rights are protected. With offices in Sacramento and El Dorado County, reach out to the law offices of Dale R. Gomes today, 916-999-9033, or online at dalegomslaw.com.
What would it take for a plumbing company to earn your trust? Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And let's face it, plumbing and service companies don't always have the best reputation.
So to earn your trust, the first thing they'd have to do is actually answer the phone when you call with a real live person. Then they'd have to send a plumber when you needed them, day or night, without charging extra for emergency services.
A trustworthy plumber would show up on time, wearing a clean uniform and name badge, and be able to show that they had passed a background check and drug test.
A plumber you could trust would give you a firm quote on the job before starting and clean up after they finish the job.
That's exactly the plumber you'll get when you call Bell Brothers, a plumber you can trust. Call Bell Brothers right now for all your plumbing needs. Our number is 916-444-1234, or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Ready to make this Christmas unforgettable? Shop early and save at Prestigio Jewelers' biggest Black November sale ever. For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry, guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Prestigio Jewelers, the perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your flagship station for the Bean Team, Sacktown Sports.
Domas had a night last night, didn't he? Getting smacked in the face repeatedly. You had Bam Adebayo out there to prove a point, to prove that he was better than Domantas Sabonis, and I don't think he proved that point. We'll get to that in just a moment here. It's Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports. Drapes last night with pre- and post-game duties. Got his Oakland hat. No, excuse me.
No, Sacramento.
No,
come on, big dog.
I'm sorry. I'm getting all confused here.
Turn that around.
Clearly,
here.
Sacramento
with some great colors here.
It's definitely not copyright infringed.
Exactly.
Sacramento hat.
You know, this could be my local youth baseball team hat.
Yes,
you don't know.
Yes,
yeah,
it could.
You know what I mean?
I love the hat, and I apologize for misspeaking there. I'm just, I'm still not thrilled that the A's are not Sacramento A's, but
you understand it though, right?
I don't.
No,
I'm not sure I do.
They're trying. I think they're not trying to get emotionally attached.
What?
You call it Sacramento?
Yeah.
Then Sacramentans really feel like it's their team. Remember, we're just a pit stop.
But don't they want us to be attached to the team as long as they're here?
Just so they can rip our hearts out in 3 years?
Well, why don't they just call themselves the Las Vegas A's?
The Las Vegas A's of Sacramento or something like that?
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
They should have just done Sacramento or just leave it as Oakland A's. Like, I don't understand why they are
That would
doing
be
this.
tricky too, because if you're leaving the city,
right.
I understand it's a little tricky, but just
why not just
we're
the A's?
Athletics,
the A's,
because no team has ever done that. Everybody has a city you play in. You want to represent a city.
No one's ever done a halfway transition to another city.
And the VEC bailed them out, right? Sacramento's bailing them out. We'll go to your games.
At least you could do is give us the name, right? Is that what you're?
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That's why you think I got the hat, big fella. I actually was hoping that they did do Sacramento A's, and that's I'd be a little ahead of the game here with this hat.
Yeah, it says it without saying it though.
It does, right?
It really does, in a good way.
In a good way, right?
Totally above board.
You can wear this and feel a-okay, proud, because if somebody hates the A's, hey, this ain't an A's hat. I'm just representing Sacramento.
Right, Sacramento hat.
But then it's like, oh, that's a dope Sacramento A's hat. Yeah, it is. Thank you. So either way, you're a win-win, right?
And like I said, it's like the old A's coaches hats, which is even better. Before we get back to Domas, Kyle Ledbetter with us today. He's a big Chiefs fan, so he's still so giddy about Chiefs win last night. Drapes, Tampa Bay has to go for 2 there at the end of the regulation, don't they?
You think so?
Yeah, because you might not get
on the road and
get the ball back.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, and go for 2, go for the win, right? And especially the game was in KC, right?
Right, you're on the road.
Yeah, you're on the road.
Now, they called a timeout with about 30 seconds left. Some people are saying, look, a really smart thing would have been, because they're on the 1-yard line, run the clock down,
right?
So the Chiefs would not have much time left, which didn't matter because it went to overtime. Score, go for 2. If you get 2 and you leave them 8 seconds,
ball game.
Yes,
ball game,
because you're trying to win the game, and that might be your best chance.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but there's been a lot of questionable coaching decisions. Same thing with my Eagles. Go for the field goal, take the points. Like sometimes coaches overthink. And I'm not sure, what they were thinking yesterday, but yeah, you're right, man. It's like they didn't get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you get the 2, now KC got to go down, and like you said, 8 seconds left, 20 seconds left, whatever it is.
Yeah,
more likely to win that game.
Or Baker Mayfield, when he lost the coin flip, he's just like,
he's like,
good night.
Now what? Right? Like, yeah.
So here's Todd Bowles, coach of the Tampa Bay Bucs, explaining why they went for the tie rather than the go ahead.
Very minor. We wanted to get it to overtime with the wet conditions on the field. We felt like we had to go into overtime instead of go for 2. So we had our shots. We lost the game.
We wanted to go into overtime.
Does that make sense?
I don't agree. I guess maybe it makes sense, the weather, but still, it's harder on the defense too.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are saying we need to change these overtime rules. At least let each team get.
I know that's a shot. That's the whole reason they changed the rules, right? So both teams get the ball. It's like, well, they don't.
Well, they don't, right? And I forget who I was listening to. They were saying each team gets a shot, and then after that, sudden death, so that each team has a chance for all 3 phases of the game to participate in overtime. Think about it. If you're Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, he didn't get a chance. He didn't get an opportunity. You know what I mean? He doesn't, then you lose. But yeah, I don't think they will change it, but they probably should.
If each team, Tampa Bay gets the ball, right? Under the current rules, they don't. But let's change the rules. Then they score a touchdown. Then again,
they go for 2.
Do they go for 2?
Go for 2, right?
That's exciting.
Should have gone for 2 the first time.
Yeah,
so
I know.
You definitely want to do it the second time.
No, you're right. That's exciting then. And then there's some strategy and some gamesmanship, if you will. I don't like it when the offense doesn't have a chance. Like, I get it. I get the rule change that you made. If you hold them to a field goal, now you get a chance. But what if Baker Mayfield and them won the coin flip? And Patrick Mahomes didn't get a chance in overtime. Like, I don't like that. You want the ball in your hands of the quarterback.
I understand it because, the league is so concerned about player safety. But the fact that now overtime is only 10 minutes, which they started a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It used to be, we're going to play till we're done.
Well, so I was going to ask that question. If you do, both teams have to get the ball no matter what, you'd have to do away with the clock in overtime.
Fine with me. Fine with what? Exactly.
Because otherwise, Kansas City took, I think, 6.5 minutes on that last drive.
Yeah.
So it's unequal even that way because Tampa only has 3.5 minutes to go score a touchdown.
But and I think I've even heard officials say this, an announcer say, well, both teams will get a chance to have the ball.
Not necessarily true.
No, that's not even true. Why do you say that?
Yeah.
My argument is at that point, if we're going to do, you want both teams to possess the ball no matter what, but the problem is the games would be too long because of the running clock. Just do the college overtime. Do the start at the 25.
At the 25? That's kind of cheap, though. That's kind of
people love it, Kyle. I hate
But it makes more sense than saying both teams get the ball like a standard
Fair
game
enough.
clock.
Yeah, that's true. But I to me, it's like we're going to play a different, it's almost like a shootout. In soccer, where we're going to play a different game now.
Haven't done that all game.
Which for the regular season, I think is fine. It's like baseball putting the runner on second base in the extra innings. For regular season games, it's fine. We don't have to choose a winner every time. But this one,
I don't like it, but I have to admit there have been some big games where they've done that in college, and I've been like, "Ooh, this is pretty cool." But I wouldn't.
But then it keeps going, though, right? You know, like
it would be your choice. So you could either say both teams get the ball once from the 25, and then it's a tie, or you could say we keep going indefinitely. It depends what you want to do.
Keep going indefinitely. You know, Campio says it's a very long season. Add more time on the field. The players get tired, and injuries occur when players are. Shut up, Campio, man.
Or is that Anthony Richardson?
I know, right? Come on, man. You can say that for every sport.
In Campio's defense, college football did change their overtime rules because of that exact situation. Because there was a game between LSU and Texas A&M a bunch of years ago that went to 7 overtimes, and it was like they're playing an entire extra half of football, and so they said
player safety, but it kills me when the NFL does anything for player safety, because you know that bottom line, they don't care at all about player safety. They're just trying to make it look like they do.
And here's the thing.
You know, only 10 minutes for overtime, but you're going to play again on Thursday.
This NFL rule robs us of the 4 overtime, 6 overtime. Like, think about it. In hockey, basketball, you know, college football, like those are memorable games. Those are ones where you're watching, all of a sudden you're on social media and you're like, oh my God, this Chiefs-Buccaneers game's in this 5th overtime. This thing is, then people turn it on. Because of the NFL's current rules, you get robbed of that. You know? Like I don't like the current
I think that part of it's a little overrated because people used to say, oh my gosh, we're not going to have 17-inning baseball games anymore. It's like, yeah, but no one wants to stay up till 1:30 a.m. on a Wednesday finishing.
I know. What are you talking about? I would love to. Like, that's history.
You're going to stay up till 1:30 a.m. on Wednesday, July 28th.
I'm from the East Coast. I used to always do that.
My mom and dad took us to an A's-Orioles doubleheader one time. I think we might have had school the next day. And the first game was, you know, whatever. Second game, I think, 18 innings? We're staying.
18 innings.
We're baseball family, man. We're like, we're staying to see who wins the game.
Yeah.
All the restaurants were closed, you know, when it was done, driving home. But we stayed for the game.
Think about it.
Because we're baseball
You
fans.
can still get that in the playoffs. We don't have to do that on, what was yesterday, November 4th.
Come on, baby. These young kids, they're short attention spans.
You act like the Super Bowl
You
didn't go
want games to be an hour and a
overtime.
half. You know, but that's the Super Bowl. That's different. You know, we're talking regular season games right now. Like, both teams should get a shot. Do you agree with that or no?
Oh, I don't mind both teams getting a shot. My point is, if we're going to do that, just do the college overtime. If both teams should get the ball no matter what, just start it. It doesn't even have to be the 25. Say start at the 40 or the 50. Just do it that way instead of playing a whole nother quarter.
Drapes, do you think it's possible? Some people think this happened, that when they got to the Super Bowl, that Kyle Shanahan did not actually know the overtime rules.
100%.
Really?
Yeah. Because you, if he did, he would. First of all, the coin flip, you know, the decision. You know, and then his players didn't know. Like, and who's in charge of telling the players?
But yeah,
I don't think he knew.
I can't believe NFL Films released that of Juszczyk saying, "Oh, wait, we don't get the ball here."
Yeah.
It was like I couldn't believe they would release that.
Yes.
They put him in such a bad spot.
Salute to Domas when we come back. Also, when are the Kings going to have time to put up their Christmas lights? We'll tackle that one. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
It's 4th and goal. The pressure's on. The home team needs this to win it. No matter what you're up against, it's always a win at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Special finance options and trade-in offers make it easier than ever to upgrade your ride. Because at Stockton Honda, we believe everyone deserves a winning deal.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
With the cooler seasons upon us, Advanced Infusion Center remains focused on your health and comfort. Whether you're dealing with a chronic illness or in need of IV therapy, we provide tailored treatments to meet your unique needs. Our caring team is here to make sure your experience is safe, comfortable, and stress-free. With convenient locations in Sacramento and Yuba and flexible scheduling, you can easily access the care you deserve. Explore Advanced Infusion Therapy today. Visit advancedinfusion.com for compassionate care right where you need it.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better workdays happen together. So visit Cintas.com
Oh, I'm ready!
and get ready for the workday.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now, during our Veterans Day sale, save 40% on the Sleep Number Special Edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery with any base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what a win for the Kings last night. Looking dead in the water at halftime. Come storming out of the locker room in the third quarter. Taking a lead, taking command of the game with that 37-17 third quarter. And then back on their heels again. Miami taking control of the game. The Kings find a way to eke out the 111-110 victory. Domantas Sabonis with the putback. What a night for Domantas Sabonis, Drapes, because he was facing a guy that, to me, was clear. Bam Adebayo was trying to take advantage of the opportunity to show, I'm better than this guy. And Bam played well, but Domas played better. And somehow, some way, he is still underrated.
Yeah. The thing about Domas, too, is he only took 12 shots, Whitey, but yet he dominated the game. He made big plays. You know, and that's the thing about him. He's one of the rare guys that can have a major impact on the game without scoring a whole lot of points. 16 points, that's pedestrian. That's not much. But 16 rebounds, 7 assists, you know, the big shot. Like this guy, man, and the thing about him, he's almost at a point where he's unstoppable from this regard. Sure, you may limit him in points, but you ain't going to keep him off the glass. He's like the best rebounder in the game right now. He won the rebounding award last year. The way they run their offense, they're going to run it. He's going to get his assist as well. Like he's a guy that can impact the game outside of just scoring and getting buckets.
There are fewer and fewer people that I read anyway that are saying, you know, yeah, but when it comes to Domas, it seems like he's slowly, begrudgingly getting more and more respect. But I still, for some reason, it's clear that a lot of the national media don't understand how good he is and how impactful he is.
Now, you know what? I'm going to separate that, though, Whitey, because not all national media are alike. I think the analytics guys, the O'Connors, the Hollingers, they disrespect Domantas Sabonis. But the former players, the big perks, the guys like that, they understand how dominant he is. Now, he's not flashy. He's not going to be Jokic or get that love.
He's a little flash. I mean, a big man who passes, but you're right.
Yeah, but he's not, you know.
Yeah, he's more lunch pail.
Right, he's more lunch pail. I mean, even look at the starting five. The criticism he got from the starting five with Tatum, LeBron, you know, Jimmy Butler and Ant-Man. And then it's like Domantas Sabonis. Because he's not a flashy personality. If he was a little more flashier, let's say this. You know what? If he walked into arenas with the drip cam, wearing something Kyle Kuzma wears, I guarantee he would be getting much more love from, certain segments of the media. But the analytics guys, if you're not knocking down 40% threes, if you're not blocking 3 shots a game, 2.5 shots, then they don't think you can win a championship.
It's kind of surprising because the analytics guys should be able
Should
to
love
respect
the
efficiency, like you said.
Exactly.
16 points on 12 shots.
Right, exactly. But, it's frustrating, man, because this guy, and to your point, I don't think people give him enough credit for his consistency night in and night out. This guy's on the floor every night.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
not
not
taking
sure,
a night off.
Even in the area, I'm not sure we give him the
Really?
credit he
Oh,
deserves.
shoot. Where was he on our rankings? Do you remember? I think I had him pretty
high.
I had him pretty lower than I think I had him like 14,
Yeah.
15 or something.
I don't have those numbers.
Time to move him up into
yes,
top 6, 7
well,
of
I
all
don't know about
time.
that.
Like,
I
I
mean, he's
mean,
trending that way. Put a little green arrow next to his name.
yeah,
but-
he's definitely going up. I mean, is he a top 10 all time? Did you had him top 10 though, right? Or no?
I honestly don't remember.
On the
Yeah,
total
so-
list, he was
yeah.
8. I don't have your guys' individual lists.
He
here,
was
but
8.
He was 8 on the total
That's
list.
kind of accurate, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so
And
here's
there's some recency bias involved in that, but sure.
here's the top 10 just for reference. Reggie
All right.
Theus 10, Doug Christie 9, Domantas Sabonis 8, Mike Bibby 7, Vlade Divac 6, De'Aaron Fox 5, DeMarcus Cousins 4, Peja 3, Mitch Richmond 2, Chris Webber 1.
An argument can be made, Whitey, that he should be a little higher.
Then 8. You gotta.
Mike Bibby's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
I love Mike, but I'm talking about multiple All-Stars.
Yeah, but you got to win a playoffs.
I'm talking All NBA.
You're right.
Like how far down does that win a playoff series go in terms of that roster? And I'm not saying Mike wasn't a big part. Does that extend to Bobby Jackson? Does that extend to like?
Yeah, but also DeMarcus is higher than him, and DeMarcus never got.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking Domas might be. Is he DeMarcus in terms of the same level?
Well,
or
it
maybe
gets back
even
to that
higher.
whole more lunch pail than lightsaber, because he helps you more, but the numbers don't stand out.
The numbers don't stand out, but
no, I agree with you. I'm with you.
I got to throw the assist numbers in there
Sure.
too. DeMarcus never had the assist numbers, and I'm looking at 82 games played. This dude is consistent.
Yes,
he's not getting thrown out of games. He's dependable.
Yeah,
Domas is moving up in my book, man. If
well, that's because you had him so low. You had him behind Marvin Bagley.
No,
bro.
no. I know I did have Marvin Bagley on my list. That was terrible. But no, he's moving up, man. I think because this will be year 3.5 if he finishes out this season. 3.5 seasons for Domantas Sabonis. Hopefully they make the playoffs. 2 of them playoffs, which is a huge accomplishment in Sacramento. We got to give him some credit for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he wins a title, not a title, a playoff series, he's got to move up a little bit, I think.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see how he did last night. I believe Indiana won, but is Tyrese still struggling a little bit this year?
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit.
I have nothing against him, but right now it looks like, hey, maybe the Kings won that trade.
Nah, don't do that, Whitey. Don't do that. You can do whatever the hell you want, but don't do that, Whitey, because you know what's going to happen.
What?
Tyree's going to have like 5 30-point games in a row.
Because I said that?
And then those people are going to be like, oh, it looks like the Pacers won the trade. And then we're going to be like, no, it was a win-win. So when our guys play well and their guys not, we still got to remember it's a win-win.
The reason I'm saying it is because now we have that opportunity to make that suggestion where, to your point, nationally, it's been since that trade. Oh, the stupid Kings. They got fleeced. Right?
So
That's
now we're
what-
up, you're
yeah.
saying. Now
I'm just
we
saying,
can
hey, take
brag a
another
little
look.
bit.
And I like Halliburton.
He played well last night, 25 and 12.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty
Tyrese.
good.
And they beat Dallas last night.
yeah.
Nice little win.
But
last
the numbers to answer your question, Whitey, so far this year, obviously small sample size. He's at 15.6 points a game, which is down from 20.1 last year.
Over.
8 assists. 8 assists a
I'm
game.
kidding.
I'm not. Dude, Pacer fans going to come out the woodwork on you. Why?
8 assists a game. That's down from a career high 10.9 per game last year. His steals are up 1.3 versus 1.2. Rebounds are up 4.4 versus 3.9. Shooting percentage from the field. So efficient field goal percentage, which is one of those stats.
Domas is like 736 or something.
Yeah, his is off the
So
charts.
his EFG this year, 45.1.
That's not good.
Which is down from 57 last year.
You're under 50 in your EFG.
Yeah, it's really bad. He was at 57 last year,
Pacers got
59
fleeced
before.
I'm not allowing any Tyrese slander here on this show. I can't do it. I know you're joking and everything. I can't do it, man. That's my guy, Tyrese Halliburton.
I was doing Warrior stuff during that draft, and I wanted the Warriors to draft him.
Who they wind up taking?
James Wiseman. And people said that, and I thought,
they weren't going to do it in a second.
3's probably too high, or two's too high to take. Halliburton was like, well, trade down or something. That's the guy you want to get.
He'd fit nice in that system.
Yes.
His passing and cutting ability, and he can knock down shots. No, you might have been on spot on with that.
What do they care? They're 6-1 now.
Yeah.
Drapes,
yeah.
I'm worried about, well, you too, but especially the Kings. How are they going to find time to put up their Christmas decorations? Because you look at the schedule. You got the Raptors tomorrow. Friday, you got the Clippers. Then Sunday, the 10th, Phoenix.
On the road.
The 11th at San Antonio. 13th back home against the Suns. 15th home to Minnesota. 16th home to the Jazz. 18th home to the Hawks. You got games on the 22nd, the 24th, the 25th, the 27th, the 29th. So you got like 13 games.
I found the slot though, Whitey.
Yeah?
I found the slot. Tuesday, November 19th. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Because then you don't play again until Friday the 22nd, and it's LA.
Yes.
So you got Tuesday and Wednesday.
There it is.
Thank you. That's when I'll go look for my tree and get all my stuff up.
There it is. Yeah.
So,
and then you got to be ready because on the 22nd, that's an in-season tournament
in-season
game.
tournament game.
Actually starts on the 15th, doesn't it?
Is it the 15th? Yeah, it's the
Minnesota.
15th.
All right. There you go. You found that.
That little pocket right there.
But my point is they got a lot of games still this month.
I thought you were going to say 5 p.m. Thanksgiving night.
Dude, we're in Portland Thanksgiving night, man. That's crazy. Like, I need to look at the travel schedule, but we play Minnesota at Minnesota Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and then fly to Portland. And this might be the third year in a row the Kings are on the road during Thanksgiving. It's ridiculous, man. It's killing me right now.
Yeah. And then day after Christmas, they're home against Detroit. So
yeah.
All right, there we solved that problem. It's a busy month. Is
Get
the
out
larger point.
Let me ask you this though, real quick about Christmas decorations, because I see some people got them up already. Is the day after Halloween all systems go? Christmas decorations, let's go for it. I feel like I got to wait a little bit.
I agree with you traditionally, but last year I have a rivalry contest with my neighbor Skip about who gets the decorations up first, and the loser gets a trophy. Like, nice try.
Okay.
Yeah, and last year he had them up like well before Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah.
Are yours up now?
No, but I'm thinking about it.
I saw some up the other day, and I'm like, damn. What about Thanksgiving? No decorations for Thanksgiving?
Mm-hmm. You know, Diana, what's her name? Diana Rossini?
Rossini, yeah.
Yeah, she was right about the trade deadline, and she was saying she has neighbors who think the day after Halloween is when you put your Christmas stuff up.
Let me ask you this, though, real quick, because I'm learning this as I go, because historically I've had fake trees. Is it too early to buy a real tree? Because will it dry out?
I would think so. And that we've also been getting artificial for years and years. So I'm not the guy. I'm not your go-to guy. But I would think it's a little.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's submit it to the listeners. 916-339-1140. Hit us up on the text line to YouTube. Is it too early to get your real tree? Because the kids are asking me, Dad, when are we going to go pick out the tree? I'm like, we still got like 7-8 weeks before Christmas.
You're just gonna have a twig,
right? That's what I'm saying. Fire hazard in the house, you know?
When I was a kid, we always did whatever that week was of like December 7, 8, or 9.
Damn, you waited that long?
Like 2 weeks after Thanksgiving would usually be when we did it.
That's screwed.
My mom used to tell me that they used to put up the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve.
What?
Yeah. That's when it had like literally there's no lights. You had like candles and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that was a German tradition. Like, well, it's Christmas Eve. Let's put up the Christmas tree.
Oh man, okay.
Can you imagine that?
Jeez.
Did the Kings just pass their first real character test of the season? What do you think? Next, Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
The quest for ring number 6 happens here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Bob Ball, George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
Listen on Sackdown Sports for all the 49ers action.
Jennings went up and took it away. What a catch by JJ. He scored 3 touchdowns today.
Quest for 6 lives here on your local sports leader, Sackdown Sports 1140.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. You get the idea. And now, get yours with $1 any size soft drink. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply. All right, gentlemen. This is Emmett Smith on behalf of The Pen, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable. And one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, The Pen is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, The Pen is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Pen Shield Guards RealFit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 with Mississippi.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Kyle Draper. Drapes for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now is the time to buy or lease a Mercedes-Benz van for sale. They have Sprinter vans. You could turn it into a worker cargo van, a worker passenger van, or just a plain old passenger van. They are fully customizable. And one of the things I love about their Sprinter vans, because trust me, I had a chance to check them out myself. I hopped in the Sprinter van, and you guys know I'm a big guy, right? Well, I was able to stand up head to toe and fit perfectly. So if you're interested in the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van for your business or just your personal needs, now is the time to head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. They can help you find the configuration that best suits your needs. Plus, you can take advantage of the huge tax breaks before year's end. Take the short drive down I-5 or go online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com, and tell them your boy Drape sent you.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. With over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento, from the Power Business Technology to
Sacktown Sports.
Scoreboard update. It's 8-3 with a long way. It's early to get a natural Christmas tree. Steven Torres says, no, Drapes, it's not too early to get a real tree. Those things are relentless. And as long as you have water in them, they'll be fine. We keep ours till almost February and never had a dry tree. February.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Make sure
but
it's hydrated.
people on the text line says, Kyle, feel free to put up a real tree up after Halloween, but good luck finding a tree farm that is
farm. So you're going to go chop down a tree?
Yeah, we're going to go up the hill and get a tree like that.
Okay.
Like this ain't, I'm not going to the local Home Depot's parking lot.
Kirkland makes really nice
tree.
artificial trees.
Dude, you steady trying to get a deal from Costco, you know? No, I'm going to go up there with a hacksaw and
It's a good store. Kirkland's a good brand.
No, I tell you what.
I'm Whitey Gleason.
You know what, Whitey? Let's be honest. I may not buy golf balls from Costco. But I'll buy their chicken. I'll buy their toilet paper. I'm just not buying no golf equipment from there. But everything else,
yeah,
I shop at
My neighbor
Costco.
brought me a whole box of Kirkland golf balls, and I haven't tried them out yet. So I'm not. This is at the other end.
Different neighbor.
Yeah, yeah. Drapes did the Kings pass their first character test of the season last night. I say they did. I say that every reason to come apart at the seams. The officiating didn't appear very balanced. But they held it together and they held their composure, even after coming from behind, getting a lead, and then losing it again and staring defeat right in the mouth, and they still prevailed. Character win for the Kings.
What was your question again?
Did the Kings pass their first real character?
To go against what you're saying. I'm not, contrarian, if you will. I'm not trying to be that. But I was impressed with Toronto, to be honest with you, Whitey. They were down all game pretty much. Like,
impressed with the Kings?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
In terms of their character, the willingness, the ability to fight back. You know what I mean? Like to force overtime. And you only got outscored 11-8 in OT, I think it was. And so I think, yesterday they did show something, but I kind of thought they had it in them already. Like, even the Atlanta game wasn't all play well at all in that game, but they found a way to win. Toronto, they were scuffling all game long. They battled back, forced overtime, and so I put the games against Minnesota, the Lakers, like this, what leads me to believe this is a different Kings team. The fact that they got a win yesterday, yes, it was something they got over the hump. And yes, against anything you're saying, I'm just saying from my vantage point, these guys been playing hard and not giving up any game this year so far.
I know that the NBA has issues with the perception that the early games don't matter. Here, every game is vitally important. We learned that last year, if we didn't know already. So my point is, the Kings are off to a bad start. If they had won that game, I think they had a nice road trip. That's how pivotal that was. What does that mean going forward? I don't know. I'd like to think that the Kings learned something from that and they gained confidence from that, and that was a huge win because they realized, wow, we can do this. Even was what was impressive, that they maintained their composure right to the last second of the game.
And can we say that this was their best win of the season? I would think so, easily, right?
Yeah.
Utah, Portland, All-Stars, a team that has a legit playoff opportunity, ahead of them. And so, to your point, I agree in the fact that this was their best win. this was one they had to get from the mud too, and they finally completed the task for that another test tomorrow. Like, to me, that's the mark of a good team. What we see from the Kings tomorrow. Think about it like this, Whitey. Last year, 3 games. Every game against the Pelicans. If you don't win tomorrow, we're going to look back and say, damn, we got swept by the Raptors. Mm-hmm. So this is a mark that tomorrow is a litmus test game, because 5-3 is a lot different than 4-4, you know? And so they got to get this one tomorrow. I feel like this whole season will be a test for the Kings. You know what I mean? Every game is going to be, you know, think about it. You win tomorrow, but now you got the Clippers, another test. Sure. A chance to go 6, another chance to you know, take that step and make a statement.
And I think one thing we strongly agree on is something that all Kings fans feel, and that is, just speaking for myself, I love the fact that things got heated in the locker room last night.
Yes.
That's tremendous, because first of all, it just shows that people care.
Right. Now, I'm with you. You know, and too many times, you know, in my time here in Sacramento, when a team is kicking our butts, we just take it. You know what I mean? It's like, what's Animal House? Thank you, man, may I have another? Thank you, sir, may I have it? That's the way it felt sometimes.
Yeah.
But now that pushback we saw at halftime, and I would love to know, be a fly on the wall there. Who did it? Was it DeMar? Was it Domas? Maybe. Was it De'Aaron? Malik? Might he have been the one? Because we've been looking for this team accountable. That's why I wanted a guy like Marcus Smart in previous years to come. That's why I wanted a Patrick Beverly, a Dylan Brooks, somebody that when you're losing, you're in a bad freaking mood. You're not happy. And it seemed like yesterday, down by 13, they were not happy getting their butts kicked.
My guess is that it was Domas, because he's the one who mentioned it. He's the one who brought it to everyone's attention. And also just he was very agitated. And knowing him as we think we do, I know you actually know him. We've all spoken to him. But I think he's the type who would do that in a way of, we need to be better rather than singling out any one person.
You know, knowing Domas the way I do, I see that on the court. I don't want to say I'd be surprised if he did it off, like when he cools down and get into the locker room, because I do think he has that in him. But
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like when he's in the moment, yes, you can see him barking at guys and yelling at guys. Is he, you know, being front and center in the locker room? Maybe what Mike Brown has been preaching to him and Foxy is finally coming, because Mike's been hard on those guys. They are the leaders. He's talked about it in post-game press conferences. DeMar and De'Aaron and Domas, they got to be the leaders of this team. And so maybe, to your point, if it was Domas, what Mike is preaching is sinking in.
And they have, obviously, more than one leader. Domas leads a lot of times by example.
Yep.
But isn't that interesting? Because they have 3 leaders now, and there's no issue as far as one stepping on the other. But Domas is definitely one of the leaders, and the way he leads is very unique. He leads in a way that none of the other stars on the team do.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, the way he leads. I mean, he leads by example, obviously.
Doing the dirty work. And how can you, excuse me, but how can you not give your...
Let me say this, though. I wish it was De'Aaron Fox that was the vocal one.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I think his weight, because he's not very vocal, even on the floor, that weight would carry a lot more coming from him. Maybe in year 8, because we talked to him before the season. What was his quote? DeMar's got
time. I've got more time than DeMar, but I don't have time.
I don't have time to.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the growth of De'Aaron if it was him.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to say something if De'Aaron Fox is barking? Same thing with Domas or DeMar. Like, if those guys are barking at you, you gotta listen to that.
Especially because he's also playing hurt, right?
Yeah, he's playing hurt too. And then I look at the way he came out in that third quarter too, Whitey.
Yeah.
He came out like, a bull in the china shop. Like he was ready for some smoke. And so I don't know if Domantas lit a fuse in him, or because he was so fired up himself at halftime, he took it upon himself.
Might have been Mason Jones going
Our
off.
guy Mason Jones. Dude, and I've seen Mason go off on some of the guys, but, it might not carry as much weight as your all-NBA guy.
Yeah, when we come right back, you can call them the Kings of the third quarter next.
Yeah.
Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. Carmichael Dave with a simple question. What are you thankful for this year? So many things to consider, but one thing we can all agree on is a well-running vehicle to get you where you need to go each and every day. Jiffy Lube would like to say thank you to all their customers this November. Whether a weekend road trip to Lake Tahoe or your daily commute to work, Jiffy Lube has you covered. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1984. Visit jiffylube.com today to find a location near you, generous oil change coupons, and more. Happy Thanksgiving and holiday driving.
Well, I think a win that has a lot of us as Kings fans feeling a little relieved, frankly. Like, woo.
We
One
needed
trip.
that.
Yeah.
We needed that. After losing to Toronto, we needed that. I mean, coming back home 3-4, and when I had been preaching, after the first 8 games, we got a chance to be 6-2. The schedule, it lightens up. And so to get last night's win, all is right with the Kings right now. We're feeling much better about this team.
On the text line, we'll get to the phones in just a moment here. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Last night's win was one of the best wins they've had in this 3-year stretch since Brown took over. It was a galvanizing win. This game would not have been won in the past 2 years. DeMar had a lot to do with that, but what they need is Fox to bring what he brought in the third quarter on a nightly basis, and then the team can become a true contender.
Okay, I hear you on that. I hear you on that from the 916. I'll say this, though. That's not the ball movement, free-flowing offense, though, that we've been talking about. You know what I mean? That's De'Aaron Fox taking over. That's fourth quarter Fox showing up in the third quarter. Is that what we need? I don't know. I need him to be aggressive, taking the ball to the hole, getting to the mid-range. It's okay to shoot the mid-range jumper. It doesn't have to be all threes or all layups.
From the 916, head up to Apple Hill.
Okay.
Remember, when you cut down a tree, they don't look as big in person until you get them in the house.
Right? Like Clark Griswold out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got to pull out the tape measure before you go down there. You got to make sure how tall is your ceiling, how wide are your doors.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The nice noble fur. Yeah. And from the 916, Kirkland golf balls play surprisingly well. So
I don't know about that. Yeah. I got
I'll be
people
getting my Kirklands out.
Drapes, I think Whitey snuck that comment in there. I think that was a text from his phone number.
No, it was not.
Dude, somebody actually texted my real phone and said I should buy balls from Costco. I think it was because of my game's not that good. So they're like, my game sort of matching. I think that's what he was trying to say. I don't know. I think that's what he was trying to say. But I texted him back. Only Pro V1s for me, big fella. Only Pro V1s for me.
Those are supposed to be good, I hear.
Yeah, man.
By the way, I used to always, and I haven't played in a while, I used to always hit the yellow golf balls. And then because, you're like, there's 3 balls on the green. Who's on the green? I always knew which one was mine.
But those aren't good in fall, though, right? With the leaves and all that.
It depends. Yeah, it depends if you're playing. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not going to, there's other colors.
There's other. I used to be a like the Titleist, but like the basic level Titleist.
Mm-hmm.
I've upgraded though. You know, I spent a little more. I probably shouldn't, but I spent a little more.
You
money
need
for ball.
you need a 3-piece ball. Yeah,
right.
You do, or you're wasting your time. Here's Dwayne joining us on Sacktown Sports. Hey, Dwayne, thanks for hanging. What for you can we do?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? I hope everybody's having a good holiday season.
Yeah, we good, man. What's up?
So here's my thing, man. I'm just going to say it, man. So, I'm the dude that called at the beginning of the football season and said the 49ers weren't even going to sniff the playoffs. And that's what's happening, man. So I'm looking for my 30-minute segment that I was promised. I ain't forgot about that. Right. But so check this. It's like almost when you talk about Sabonis, it's almost like you're talking about Brock Purdy. Why is everybody over on KBR and over here on Sacktown still trying to convince everybody that these guys are good? You guys are still spending a lot of time trying to convince everybody.
Are you saying they're not? Or are you saying everyone's already convinced?
Well, I'm saying he's not going to take you to the next level.
Who's Sabonis not? Or Purdy?
Sabonis is not. Bro, he's not. We're looking for playoff push. We're looking for playoff success, right? And right now, the way that this team is built, so last year's team was 46-36. So let me leave it at this, guys, and I'm going to listen and see what you guys say. Is this team going to be better than 46-36?
Yes.
Let me know.
No, Dwayne, don't run. Don't run, big fella. You still there?
No, I don't run.
Don't run. You can't diss Domas and then be like, I'll take your comments off air. We're going to talk about this, big fella. What? All right.
I'm ready, man.
So let's say to your point, Domas isn't the guy. What would you want the Kings to do then? First of all, Domas, you got De'Aaron, you got DeMar. You could argue Domas could be the third best player. You could make that argument. Domas as your third best player is a lot better than a lot of teams' third best players.
So you feel like the team is going to do better than 46-36?
100 wins, of course, 100%. I got him at 51 wins, dude.
All right. We'll see about that because you guys are already having problems with Eastern Conference teams.
Dude, we just beat Atlanta and Miami.
That's not true.
That's not 2-1. What are you, Dwayne? Hold up, Dwayne, real quick.
No,
Are you a Kings fan? Yes or no?
So I root for the Kings because they're like 20 miles down the road. I want to take my kids out there for some playoff games, but you guys aren't getting it done for me.
So where's your heart lie, big fella?
Who is your team?
I want the Kings to do well. I really don't have I root for the local teams. I want them to do good because that's better for the Bay Area and Sacramento area. It gets really nice when Sacramento's in the playoffs.
Who were you cheering for in 2015, 2016, 2017?
I mean, like I said, I go for the local teams because I want the area to feel good. I want to be able to go to some games. I'd like to see some playoffs. But, Sabonis is not an all-star. You pretty much just said that by saying he's the third best player on the team.
No, he's been an all-star.
What are you talking about?
He was all
NBA last year.
Yeah,
Dwayne.
that's the thing, Dwayne. That's where your argument doesn't hold much water. He was named all-league last year.
I'd rather be all-league than all-star. How about that?
How about playoffs? Would you like a playoff victory? Would you like to win in a playoff series? Because if you do, then you got to make a trade at the trade deadline.
So you're saying trade Domas? Is that what you're saying?
Saying get him some help. Get some length. Get some size. I've been saying that forever, and that's what's going to end up hurting you. In the Hawks game, they came back to tie the game at 109, bro. I was watching the game. They came back to tie it at 109. These games aren't showing me that they're a playoff team. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I hear you, but I want that same smoke from the Denver Nuggets. I want that same smoke from Dallas, which just got waxed by Indiana last night. Come on, man. The Kings been in every game. They have maybe you can argue one bad loss, and that's to Toronto.
They do. Yeah.
You know, but our guy Ramsey, whose man is Dwayne? I really need to know. Like, people are coming at Dwayne saying, get this dude off the air. I don't get it. We were just talking, Whitey, about the lack of respect for Domantas Sabonis, and then Dwayne calls and craps on him.
Yeah, and to me, where you could see his arguments start to come apart a little bit, that's not easy to do, to call in when you know that people aren't going to agree with you. So thank you for doing that. But his argument, you notice how his argument changed from Domas is not good enough to this is not going to be a team that wins in the playoffs. He had to shift his argument.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you have a guy who's third team all league, if he's not good enough for you, then I don't know what league you're in.
Right. Right. Third team all NBA. You're right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And the fact that Dwayne, he almost ran. He's like, "Oh, make my comment." And no, you got to stand for this smoke, Dwayne.
He stayed in the pocket.
He was backpedaling though. We came with the blitz.
He got pressure. I think you might have got a couple of hits on him.
And he wanted to make sure he got in there that you guys owe him a 30-minute segment if the 49ers miss the playoffs.
Not with those kind of takes. Come on now. We ain't going 30-minute segment, 3-second segment.
McCaffrey's coming back, so I think you guys are fine.
Yeah. Well, if he's right about that, I mean, that would be impressive. We got a long ways to go. But I really didn't know, as you could hear in my voice, when he said, I don't know why you're always trying to convince people he's good. I didn't know if he meant, wait, we don't need to convince people anymore? Or are you saying he's not good
It's not
enough?
like we do need to convince people, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that he really never answered the question if he was a Kings fan or not. You see, there was a little, he said he roots for the local teams. That could be Golden State too, team down the road. So
Dwayne is a Dwight Howard fan. That's not necessary. I think he makes a pretty valid point about additional length.
But that has nothing to do with Domas, though, right?
No, but he did add that. He said, well, they
at the very end.
Yeah. And I have to think that Monty knows that.
Right. You got to. I mean, and no matter what Domas is, how good he is or not.
Tell Dwayne to move back to the Bay.
I love it. People are going at my boy. That's good. Get him, because he's coming off a game winner, a tremendous game. And Dwayne wanted to call in on this day to say that we can't win with Domas?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Like I said, it takes a degree of courage. I don't know, but wisdom might come under fire, but yeah.
What did you think of the point I made that Domas,
I wasn't listening.
I'm not listening. Domas could be the third best player on the team.
He could be. On nights, he's their best.
On a night, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of teams would take him as a number 3 option.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like you say, he's number 2, number 1. Like, this dude has been phenomenal this season. Like, he's been unstoppable this season. And so Dwayne sounds like O'Connor and Hollinger and those guys that aren't really watching the game. Without Domas, we're lost.
Here's what Dwayne's argument sounds like to me. And he's not here now. I could be wrong. And he didn't sound that old. He didn't sound as old as I am. But his argument to me almost sounded like one of those old arguments that, you got to have the great center or you can't win a championship. And that's just
not true.
That's not true in the NBA anymore.
Right. It's
but
not.
and I'm not saying he's not good. Domas is an excellent player. He's not your classic rim protecting, aircraft carrier center. But he's an excellent player, if not a great player.
Yeah, excellent player. And, you said it. Anytime you all NBA, I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah.
Or I could just point at the resume and say, this dude is good. He's a very good. Right now, he's the second best center. Maybe you could throw him behind AD because AD's playing out of his mind right now. But he's a top 5 center in this league. Easily, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't get the criticism of Domantas.
Mm-hmm. We haven't gotten to those Kings third quarter numbers. We're back with those here, and we'll get to the Kings' biggest concern 7 games in. Next, Drive Guys, Sackdown Sports.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare. With Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Flo here from Progressive to tell you how you get more than great savings with us. You get customer service access through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
That's a lot of ways I can get in touch with you. I see what's going on here. You can't name favors, but I'm your #1 customer.
Actually, we offer all our customers these ways to contact us.
I'm sure you give just any customer your personal
company
contact info.
Well, you did call us more than any other customer this year. So in that sense, you are our #1 customer.
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills that features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's November does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bear tools starting at $89. Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the only store in the world to be named the top 100 shop for 40 years straight. Yes, the only golf shop in the world. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Try any club on the shelf on the driving range for free and let our staff show you everything you need to look and play better. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue, Business 80. Learn more at HagenOaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Kyle Draper made the point earlier that the Kings so far somewhat reminiscent of the great Warrior teams because they were so dominant in the third quarter. I said somewhat reminiscent. I'm not saying they're the Warriors. They're going to win 3 championships. But last night, case in point, that third quarter, the Kings came out. They were down. They had their whatever they had at halftime, their session. They outscored the Heat 37-17 in the third quarter. Chris Watkins, our buddy, had on X today, third quarter scoring so far, point differential for the Kings in the third quarters of the games, plus 6.6, second best in the league. They're averaging in third quarter so far 31.9 points per game, third best in the league. Field goal percentage in the third quarters, 53.5, which is second. Offensive rating in the third quarters is 123.9, which is third. Defensive rating, 99.4, which is second. So a net in the third quarters is 24.5 in the ratings. That's second best. And De'Aaron Fox, third quarters here, 8.3 points per game, seventh, 62.2% from the floor, 42.9% from three. Small sample size, I know, but still
Small
we're talking
sample size.
7 games. But the Kings are the Kings of the third quarter.
Yeah, what do you think that? I mean, is it?
I have no idea.
Right? Like, I don't know, like, what's the, is it the adjustments? Is it a mindset? Like, what it is for the Kings going into that third quarter? What happens? But I'll take it, Whitey, because historically that has not been a good quarter for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 6.6 differential. OKC 7.6 after last night's games, and so I'll take it, man. And the thing about it, what was you had the defensive rating numbers too,
Yes,
right?
sir. For
that?
the third quarter, 99.4, second best.
Ooh, that's beautiful. So it's not just all they're coming out scoring 39 a game. They're locking teams down. They held Miami to 17 yesterday in the third quarter. And so they're doing something right at halftime, whether it's making the adjustments, the players, getting on each other like we heard about yesterday. I like that. That's encouraging for the Kings.
Mm-hmm. So going forward here, and hopefully that continues, and maybe at some point we'll figure out what exactly the root of that is. But what are the Kings' biggest concerns 7 games in? To me, it's still those third quarter defensive numbers notwithstanding. They're still a work in progress at best defensively, and we've talked about it a lot today already. I think they're still going to need more production from those who are not starting.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm with you. I think the bench is probably my biggest concern. I think they're 12th overall in defensive rating. You want it to be a little bit better, but it's not bad. It's not, nothing to be ashamed about or embarrassed about.
Upper half is
Upper
good.
half, yeah, I'll take that. But we're asking a lot out of our top 6. We're asking Aaron to be great every night. We're asking DeMar to be great every night. And so I would like, one of those games where, remember a couple years ago when we, made it to the playoffs, like a Terrence Davis come off the bench and give me 25 or something like that. We don't see that anymore outside of Malik Monk. Who's that bench guy that's going to step up? I want to see more from those guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Malik does that, but he's asked to do a lot, right? Coming off the bench.
Yes.
Because he's like the only, and Keon has played well. He was starting last night, but Malik's been the only one who's brought you anything of value consistently off the bench so far.
How about this then? Do you think we need more firepower off the bench in terms of scoring firepower?
Sure. I think they need a little bit of everything. More of everything.
Right. Yeah. No,
but especially length. And our buddy, I think our buddy Dwayne mentioned that. I agree with that.
Dwayne, this
and
guy.
You mentioned if the Bucks continue to unravel, and forget Giannis, but if Bobby Portis is available,
sign me up.
Yeah,
sign me up and get Bobby Portis. Monster night last night in a tough loss against Cleveland.
He'd be in demand. He'd be
right.
A lot of demand for him.
And that's the thing, Whitey. And I understand, no Kevin Huerter last couple of games, but when I look at our bench, if the offense is struggling just a little bit, let's say De'Aaron doesn't have it going one night, who's going to rescue us outside of Malik? Like Monty McNair told me one of our strengths was our depth. We haven't seen it yet. We just haven't seen it yet. And so is Jordan McLaughlin going to get a bigger role, turn into a better, a more impactful scorer? What about Keon Ellis when Kevin Huerter comes back? I still think we need like Trey Lyles. If he can give us 10 to 15 a night, I think we need more depth off the bench. And I'm talking about, I'm talking about box score depth. I want to look at the box score and see our bench outscoring teams. Like, look at the Toronto bench the other night, Whitey. You got the box score right there?
I got it here somewhere.
I know you got it there somewhere. We got obliterated from their bench versus ours a couple of nights ago. And I could pull it up here also. I got it right here also. But that was a key to that game on Saturday.
Well, they got Boucher had 24 off the bench.
Bam, there you go, right there.
Battle had 9.
Right.
Yeah. And 6 for Mobo.
And what do we have?
Off the bench?
Yeah.
Actually, the bench one is 21 for Malik Monk. Keon Ellis had 8. And then Trey Lyles had 5.
Okay. All right. It wasn't that bad. But no way Boucher should be leading, outscoring our top bench guy.
Right.
Like, it just, I feel like who's our Boucher? And Boucher getting 25 is not usual. Like Malik getting 21, we can expect that from, but who's our second level bench guy? that's going to get those points for us.
Yeah,
Like,
you'd like
who's
to
our
have
TD?
a dynamic wing coming off the bench. You could have an
Right.
impact on the game.
Right. And you know, as much as I love, we've talked about Jay Crowder in the past. Jay Crowder's not that guy. I thought Doug McDermott could be that guy a little bit. Get hot, hit 3 or 4
There's
threes.
an interesting story there that we could only guess at, but you know,
Yeah.
for him to start and then like you're
and
not
then
playing.
nothing there. Yeah. It's I think to me, Doug McDermott, in terms of offense, is the perfect bench spark plug, if you will. You know, Malik is obviously, but I view Doug McDermott sort of how the Celtics use Sam Hauser. Sam Hauser could come in and hit 3 or 4 threes, bang, 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 right? Like, and that's all you need from him. I feel like Doug McDermott can be that guy for us if given the opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Curtis Hicks, the great Curtis Hicks. I want to see what O-Rob can do. I still think Isaac Jones could do some things for us in about 10 to 12 minutes. The Docos Loco says we still need to figure out the 3-point defense. It's been bad for more than 5 years. The way the Kings, you know, you watch when the ball's on one side of the floor and they're on defense, the weak side defenders, they come all the way into the paint because they're trying to make sure they prevent dribble penetration.
Mm-hmm.
They're really, because Domas is not a great rim protector and you don't want him in foul trouble. So they really kind of pack the paint and then teams reverse it. And I think the Kings are, it's like, you know, pick your poison, and they're picking their poison. They'd rather have teams shooting threes than getting inside on them. And I think that's one of the issues they're having. And my guess is a guy like Doug McDermott, it's hard for a guy like Doug McDermott to get out there on shooters. When you're playing all the way in the paint, then the other team reverses the ball. You got to cover a lot of ground in a hurry.
Yeah, you got to get out there.
Yeah,
you
and it's
do.
not that you're lazy necessarily, but remember that's what we heard last year. Oh, they're not closing out well. Well, that's a hard closeout to make. That's what they have to do in this defense. But I think that's part of the problem sometimes.
How about this stat right here? The Kings are giving up the 5th most 3-point attempts
It doesn't
out of
surprise
any
me.
team
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
league.
yeah.
And in terms of 3-point defense, the Kings rank 19th in the NBA, which isn't great. You know, Golden State defends the 3 28%, 28.3%. Conversely, Sacramento's giving up 37.2% from 3-point range. That's not going to get it done. That's you got to do a better job. But remember last year, the percentage, we weren't that great, but we didn't allow that many. It's been, to your point, a market shift in the defense this year where we're more focused on stopping the paint than it seems like stopping the 3.
Doesn't it seem like when they're playing zone, they're giving up a lot of threes, which is that somebody's not playing zone right, because that's why you play zone, right?
Yeah.
I don't have the numbers. I'm just going by, as you say, you know, the eye test.
Yeah. You like that, right? I thought Miami picked it apart too in that first half, especially. I thought Toronto did a good job with it. And I still think when you look at the zone, they're still trying to figure it out. Like, they haven't mastered that
you can
yet.
tell because they're asking each other questions.
They're still a little confused out there. And so, you know, I could argue that what you're seeing defensively, it might change come January, February. The more they get used to it, the more they get to know it. Somebody from the 916 just texted, I don't mind contested threes that go in, period, but we have too many people who are just wide open making threes against us.
Yeah.
I go back to that Utah game too, Whitey. We won that game, but Keontae George, Clarkson, they had a lot of open looks that they just didn't knock down. And so I've been in the practices, been in the shoot-arounds. They're all about contesting the 3, no doubt about it. It's what they call it, the high 5 contest.
Yeah.
Where, you know, that's what they preach and everything like that. But to your point, it's hard to do both when you got the weak side sagging all the way in the line to the middle line down the lane and then trying to get back out also. To your point with Doug McDermott, it takes an elite athlete to actually get back
really
and cover that.
Yeah, and just closing out, period, to me is one of the most difficult things in all of sports.
Yeah.
It's a straight, you know, especially if the guy hasn't dribbled yet.
Yeah.
It's freaking hard.
You're sprinting out there, and then you're afraid that they're going to put it on the floor and go right by you.
Yes.
It's a very small sample size for Doug McDermott so far this year. He's only played 27 minutes, but his defensive rating so far this year is 120.1 compared to the Kings team average, which is 111. So Doug McDermott compared to the average Kings unit on the floor, is a net negative on defense.
So far, those numbers would suggest, yes, that might be one of the reasons why we haven't seen as much of him. We'll come back. We'll look at Drape's new hat and the fact that, yes, the A's ain't Oakland, but they ain't Sacramento either. And the Kings conversation continues as well. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote. That's theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you got to drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
The year was 1948. The Sacramento Symphony was founded. Harry Truman was president. Jerry Mathers from Leave It to Beaver was born. And Walter Keyes opened his first Naturewood home furnishing store 76 years ago on 25th and Broadway. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. All those many years ago, the Keyes family promised integrity and quality in serving families just like yours and mine. Near as I can tell, Walter would have been pretty proud to know that those same values are evident today at Naturewood Home Furnishings. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings. Furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their Veterans Day Save the Tax Sale and get started making your own brand of memories. The Keyes family would love to hear them. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Campy is among those who says that Kings missed Jordy a little bit. Drive Guys here. Kings with a big win last night, but we've been keeping it real with some talk about where the Kings could probably stand to get better. As delighted as we are with that win last night, defense, improved bench play, those would be nice going forward. But if we realize that, I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do. And, we could argue that the defense through 7 games is ranked higher than last year. And so do they really miss Jordy? I mean, I'm sure they do in some respects, but the defense isn't as bad as, people are making it seem to be. 12th in defensive rating right now.
Yeah, it's just it looks worse when you're giving up some threes where there's nobody near the guy, like you said.
Yeah, giving up open looks.
Yeah. Campy wants to know, does Draper have Dwayne as a my guy?
Not at all. Like, he might be the first caller that's not my guy.
If he listens to the show, he's my guy.
Yeah, right. I know. Is that? Oh, really?
You're my
really?
guy.
All right. Even if they're Eagles fans.
If you listen, man, woman, or child, my guy. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Gary hanging on. What's up, Gary?
Hey, guys. Hey, I love DeRozan as a player, but I'm really concerned. I don't think we're going to win more games than last year. And the reason I say that is, Sabonis was a 4 with the Pacers. He comes here now, he's a 5. He's a little bit undersized. He's not very athletic. He can't provide rim protection. So he needs to have a power forward who's tall and athletic and can play defense. And by picking up DeRozan, who's always been a 2, now he's playing a 3 spot. That means Keegan has to play the 4 spot. And I think he'd be great as a 3, but I think he's undersized. And against the better teams, I just don't see how we're going to compete without having a 4.
Thank you, Gary. Those are fair points.
No, they're not, Whitey.
Those are fair, balanced.
Who was our 4-man when we made it to 148 games and was the number 3 seed?
That would be Harrison Barnes.
Exactly.
6'8".
Who's our 4-man now?
It's Keegan to the college.
How tall is Keegan?
Was it Keegan 6'8"?
6'8". Okay.
Yeah.
So this has nothing to do with DeMar DeRozan, really. He's talking about we need blaming DeMar for playing alongside Domas. It's not true. It's just not true. And DeMar actually has done a decent job defensively. Look at some of the deflection numbers. Look at some of the steals numbers. Our defensive issues aren't about getting gashed in the paint, because that's not happening, Whitey. It's about the perimeter defense. And I would argue this, Sacramento Kings fans, and the last caller, if I told you that the Kings would finish 12th in defensive rating, I think we'd all be, we want it to be higher, yes, but that's not bad. We'll take that. We need the offense to continue to be top 5. Like, I don't think our defense has been that terrible. Can it be better? Yes. But, you can have DeMar and still add to the team. That's
where
the
I'm
thing,
going.
right?
Yeah,
It doesn't, just because you got DeMar doesn't mean you can't address some of the other issues you have either.
I know that at times you go back to the opener against Minnesota, and DeMar was essentially playing 4. And, Julius Randle kind of had his way with him, and he'll do that to a lot of people.
Right.
That's one of the keys to the season with this roster is currently constructed. How often can they get away with DeMar sometimes playing the 4? I don't think they can get away with that very much. But again, that's why hopefully maybe Orlando Robinson is part of the solution to that. We just don't know about him. Yeah,
we got to ask Monty.
Wide spectrum of possibilities there with him. If it's not him, then I agree. If they're going to be serious about winning a lot of games, I think they have to do something there.
Yeah, I feel like we got to get Monty on the line or something like that, because like you said earlier, they got to see the same thing we see. Like, maybe they have a plan. Maybe they do think Rob is the answer. You know what I mean? Maybe, they were hoping to get more out of Trey Lyles so far. We haven't seen a whole lot of Trey,
Absolute keys.
Yes, one of the keys. And so I'm not going to, Razor Rudy says, we're only 7 games in. Real old school Kings fans know what's up. We sucked for so many years, and now we got something good. Let's just sit back and enjoy the show. The team is 4-3, a chance to go 5-3, top 5 offense, top 12 defense. I think things are going pretty well, to be honest with you.
I do too, but it's clear after a game like last night, this team has a chance to be even better than they were 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And, there's a chance for
right,
that.
Exactly. Curtis Hicks says, De'Aaron and DeMar are 3rd and 5th in the NBA in steals right now. I think they're doing a great job defensively.
I don't think there's any problem with them playing together.
Right. No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like anybody that, talks about DeMar and, the fit and it's the wrong move, they aren't watching the games. DeMar gives us something, Whitey, we have not had. And let's keep it real. The offense slipped last season. The offense wasn't the offense from 2 years ago. The offense slipped last season. Now we're back in top 5, and DeMar is a big reason why.
I do think it's imperative for them to continue to make threes at a decent rate at least. And last night they did that. I've got all my box
Did
scores
they?
here. 37%.
Okay.
That's not great, but that's passable.
How about they only got up 27?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a little concerning for you? That they only got up 27?
No, because they made a decent number of them and they won the game. But I get your point.
It's also a plus considering they started 4 for 16 last night.
Thank you, Kyle.
And then got hot. Okay, all right. Kyle Ledbetter chiming in there.
But if you're going to play small, it seems to me, and maybe I'm oversimplifying it, if you're going to play small, okay, but you got to make your threes.
Got to make your threes. Let me ask you this, though, as we talk about, are we putting too much on three-point shooting and the number that they get up and making them? Or is their philosophy now, you know what, we take a step back from the number of threes we take and our percentage maybe, but we're more efficient from 2-point range now with DeMar DeRozan?
To me, the key there is, do you care how many you take? It doesn't matter to me if you're making a decent number. But I wonder, and we talked about that, because last year the Kings were pretty upfront about we're trying to shoot was 40, right? 40 is our target. Do they have a target? I don't know. That's one of the things I hope to find out this week when they come back. It looks like their target is around 35, but maybe not, because last night only 27. So to answer your question, I don't know that it matters how many they take as long as they're making a good percentage of them.
Yeah, how about this, Whitey? I got some stats here. I'm doing the research.
40 probably
here.
for this team is too many.
Yeah.
Other than, here, I think they shot 40.
I think Mike said 36, maybe 35 and up. The Kings, 4th in the league in 2-point field goal percentage. No, excuse me here. Let me do that again. Let me go back here. When you look at the Kings, they are field goal percentage, 3rd overall in field goal percentage at 48.7. But in 3-point percentage, Whitey, let me go. They're 24.
Yeah.
All they got to do is start hitting a couple more threes a game, and this offense really is like they're one of the most efficient offenses in the league, top 5 offense, and they aren't even hitting the 3-ball yet. Think about that. They aren't even knocking down the threes yet. And so this offense is primed to take over. This isn't about DeMar DeRozan. This is about Keegan got to start knocking down some. We need to get Kevin Huerter back. Remember, Kevin's missed the last 2 games. Foxy had an 0 for 11 3-point outing.
Yeah.
And so our 3-point numbers are a little skewed by our early season struggles. If they come up just a little bit, we'll be okay.
I also think so far they've been a lot streakier from 3. And everyone's going to be streaky to a degree, every team. But they've been really streaky, not only in terms of their makes, but in their attempts so far.
Yeah.
So I think that's an element of the offense that they're still figuring out to a degree.
Let me ask you this, though, real quick.
But you got to make them.
You got to make them. But are we really concerned about the offense right now? Like, through 7 games, are there really some alarming – because remember, they're top 5 in offensive rating, Whitey. They're number 5 in offensive rating. So are we really nitpicking the offense right now? And I'm not saying just me. I'm just talking in general as a fan base. Are we really worried about the offense right now?
To me, we should be a little bit concerned about the offense because this team right now is struggling so much defensively. And I know the numbers say they're doing okay.
They're doing okay, Whitey.
But period to period, game to game, sequence to sequence, this team has to score a lot of points to win.
And they are doing that, aren't they?
Yes. So they get,
I feel like they're actually doing that. When you look at their numbers tied for 6th in points scored per game. Like, they're doing it.
Yeah.
And yet this is a B+ effort we're seeing from this Kings team offensively. They aren't even clicking on all cylinders just yet.
So
I think, that's why I'm not worried. What worries me is the lack of depth. I'd like to see, us be able to go 9 deep every game comfortably instead of 7.5 deep like we've been doing.
What we know, what we don't know about the 2025 Kings after their first road trip of the year. Next, Sacktown Sports.
Robinhood is introducing forecast contracts so you can trade the presidential election. Through Robinhood, you can now trade financial derivatives contracts on who will win the U.S. presidential election, Harris or Trump, and watch as contract prices react to real-time market sentiment.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or two half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
To all you tool people out there, has Harbor Freight got a deal for you? Big savings every single day this November. Because we know that right now, when the price of everything only seems to go up, you need a place where prices stay low. So shop in-store or online for quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love every day. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Black Friday savings on now on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 MSRP after rebates, every new 2025 half-ton LT, RST, LTZ, and High Country in stock at Maida Chevy.
Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, and other offers. Ends 12/1/24. Source internet search 11/2/24.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting their focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's November does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
You've heard the saying, penny wise, pound foolish, right? It means you do something that will save you a little bit right now, just pennies, but that ends up costing you pounds in the end.
People put off tuning up their furnace because they don't want to take the time or spend the money to get it done.
But it only takes 90 minutes and costs just $87, which is just pennies compared to the huge problems and expenses that can rack up if you don't get your furnace tuned up.
You'll also save money on your energy bills, and your system will last longer.
So don't be penny wise and pound foolish. Call Bell Brothers for a precision tune-up and professional cleaning today.
Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Black Friday is on its way at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and there's no better place to shop for all your power tools. Low price Makita Bear tools starting at $89, Makita batteries starting at just $49, and many more of the year's hottest deals. November 25th through December 2nd. That's right, one whole week of crazy deals on power tools. So don't forget, our Black Friday sale will be November 25th through December 2nd. Check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road or online at fastenersinc.net.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Kyle Ledbetter, I think, playing this one for you, Drapes.
I'm down with Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
That's my guy now.
Uh-huh.
Because Drake messed up. You can't be, mean mugging
There we
DeMar
go.
DeRozan, man. Come on, you looking like a clown out there,
Did
man.
he still win the rap battle though?
Yeah, he won the rap battle, but
Even though Kendrick's going to be at the Super Bowl playing this song,
dude, the Super Bowl that's selling out, man. I wouldn't. Come on, man. That's too corporate for me anyway. I'm street hip hop, man. Come on now.
What don't we know yet about the Kings? A few moments ago, that the Kings are in good shape right now.
Right,
and the reason
right.
I can only speak for myself, the reason I quibble with this or that, because it's pretty clear they have a chance to be really good this year, and I would like to see them do that. So it's not like, oh, never mind, they're no good. It's like, no, they could be really good. What do they have to do to get to that level?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. The roster has to improve.
Campy says Drake didn't win any rap battles.
I ain't listening to Campy. Come on, man. I ain't listening to him. He's trying to troll me right now. I think the roster has to improve in terms of the depth at the forward position. I also think, when I look at this season so far, they're 4-3 with losses to the Lakers, who were rocking and rolling to start the season, and Minnesota. Those aren't two bad losses. Toronto, you should have. Really, you should probably be 5-2 right now. You're a game off of pace right now. But that means you got to go out and steal one. You got Phoenix next week at Phoenix. Go out and get that. And so I think this team is right where they want to be. Do they want to defend the three better? Yes. But they're doing other things, and they're not giving up a whole lot of triples as well. And so I think it just takes time. And let's not forget, Kevin Huerter has missed 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to see us get a good 10-game sample of flowing, everybody's healthy, and then make a judgment. I can't do it right now. I can't do it off 7 games. I think they're A-okay. They're fine. They're fine where they're at.
Sure, we just don't know. But what do you think we know? I think we know that they're potentially very good offensive team. I think we know that they, for the most part, they have DeMar DeRozan and his role in the offense figured out. There's a lot of things still, a lot of room for growth, but it hasn't been an issue. It's not like you watch them and go, yeah, that's not working.
Right. And that's the thing. I was down there in San Francisco at the NBC studios talking to Chris Mullin and Bonte and Festus and all those guys.
I like the way you spit Bonte.
Nah, Bonte, that dude.
Bonte,
he be killing me, man. But no, they were talking about, Mully was like, man, why'd y'all get DeRozan? The fit just isn't there. And
really?
I'm like, yes. Chris Mullin was saying that yesterday. And I'm like, dude, you ain't been watching. Fit's been fine. It's perfect offensively. The offense is flowing. Yes, you want to knock down some more shots, but it's a make-miss league. It's not because of DeMar. DeMar's hit some big threes, too, so far this season. And so I think it's a narrative about DeMar and that he slows it down and that, you don't shoot as many threes. Like, that's a negative thing. You remember as well as I do, too, Whitey, last year. We were 3rd in the league in three-point attempts. We just didn't hit them.
Right.
And so, I'm okay with taking fewer threes if you start hitting them. And one thing that we've seen so far from this Kings team is that they've been elite from 2-point range. That's what I don't think that people are understanding, what this Kings team is doing. Like, sure, the 3-point shot isn't going down, but they're much better from 2-point range. And I got it right here, 2-point field goal percentage. Kings 2nd in the league behind only Cleveland at 58.6%.
And what is their, I think we've talked about this a lot. I should probably know, but their offensive rating right now, where's their ranking?
Their ranking, I believe it was 5, but let me double check. Yeah, they're
so it doesn't, if you're 5th or 6th and they want to trend 5th.
Yeah, they're 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's not like you can't say, well, they're 5th in offensive rating, but they're not taking enough threes. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, right. The rating is the rating, right? Like, I don't care if you take 0 or 100.
Yeah.
You're a top 5 offensive team.
Yeah.
They're getting it done offensively. It's just a couple of things that they got to tweak. Remember, they were in the Minnesota game. They were right there in the Lakers game. They were make one more shot, really.
See, that's why last night was so big.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to say the Minnesota game, the Laker game, the Toronto game. Boy, they almost won those games. But you know what? They didn't. Can you not win the close games? And last night they showed that
won the
we
close
can
game.
win the close game and come from behind to do it.
Yeah, you're right about that, man. And that's why you said it was such a big game, man. On the road against a hungry, tough Miami team, and you found a way to win. And so we've had a couple of callers be negative about Domas and DeMar and everything like that. And it's just, I don't, after the best win of the season so far, now's not the time. If we lose 3 in a row or something and you want to be negative, all right, we can have a discussion. But now's not the time. This team's been playing good basketball so far. And too, Whitey, real quick, you mentioned it. When you look at the standings right now, I mean, it's really like outside of OKC in the West, Golden State and Phoenix, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 teams at 4 and 3. So really, we're like you said, we're tied for the 4th best record. I'm okay with that right now.
Yeah. That again speaks to how important it is not to kick any away. But as you've pointed out many times, every team does that sometimes.
Yes.
You want to minimize that. To me, the biggest concern, and at the risk of being redundant because we've been talking about it a lot, but it is the bench / rotations. And forget what I think when I watch it or what the box score says. Mike Brown told us that.
Yes.
A couple of games ago when he said, I've been killing these guys. So that's a situation that has to be addressed one way or the other. Maybe it's like last night, some guys played a little more minutes, right? A few more minutes.
Jordan McLaughlin got a few more minutes. Remember, he had 5 in Toronto. He had 10 last night. But here's the thing. They increased the minutes, but I'd like the production to increase. Listen to this crazy stat right here. The Kings right now are 28th in the league in bench scoring. We don't get a whole lot of production from the bench, 23.7 points. The Warriors bench, 60.9.
Yeah.
37 points more from the bench.
They play a lot of people.
And they play a lot of guys.
I've ever seen an NBA team play.
And they, Buddy Hield, they moved JK to the bench as well. But, man, I would love to see us top 15 in bench scoring, and it's not all on Malik. Trey got to get going. You've been harping on that all season. It would be nice to get a Trey Lyles game, 15, 16 points, something like that one game.
Yeah. You just watch him, and it just seems like somebody's missing. And maybe it's O-Rob, as we said. Hopefully he can contribute. But, again, we just don't really know about that. Nobody knows about that.
Yeah. Curtis Hicks is nitpicking right now on the YouTube chat. You see that, Whitey? How are you 1st in free throws, 3rd in field goal, and 9th in turnovers, but only 5th in offensive rating? Should be at minimum 3rd.
I don't know.
Come on, bro.
Curtis Hicks is my guy.
That's your guy, man.
I'm not sure how that math is out.
Is it mathing? I don't know, man. I got a headache from thinking about that one.
Yeah. 5th in offensive rating to me is very good.
I'll take
especially
that.
With room, some more headroom to improve.
Yes.
We didn't know how that was all going to fit. The likes of Chris Mullen didn't think it would work.
Chris Mullen.
What did Bonte think? Did you ask Bonte about it?
I try not to talk to him, but, because they're bragging about the Warriors down there and how well they're playing. But the thing, Bonte, same thing, too. It's all about the fit. You know what I mean?
Came on this show after they lost to them. Remember, he came on with us.
No, he don't duck the smoke, right? He does not duck. Oh, Bonte is your guy.
Yes.
He doesn't duck the smoke. I'm looking at this here, too, Whitey. Just the points per game numbers. Celtics, one of the best teams in the league. Cleveland, best teams in the league. Golden State off to a great start. You know who's the 4th highest scoring team in the league right now?
No.
The Toronto Raptors. Oof. How about that? They got injuries.
Well, you mentioned when you guys did the game Friday, you were talking about how well, Saturday. You mentioned how well they had played against the Lakers.
Yes. And so sure they were without some players. I'm not going to categorize that as a bad loss because the numbers indicate Toronto are better. They're better than what the numbers indicate. I'm looking at point differential for the game. Point differential for Toronto. They're a minus 5.6. I think that's skewed. I think they've played a lot of close games.
You're not going to consider that a bad loss?
I'm not going to consider that a bad loss.
You might have to take off that Sacramento hat and put it on a Culligan man.
Nah, you know why, Whitey? Because you get in at 3 a.m. You play in overtime. It's a 3-point. You make one more field goal, you're right there. It happens.
Played the night before, too. I know,
but at home. They're at home.
Yeah.
They were in bed by 11:30. We were taking off from Atlanta at 12 o'clock. Like, I'm not going to, because it's a loss. But it's not Charlotte of last year. It's not Detroit. Toronto actually plays tough, man. They play some good basketball.
A lot of the worst losses last year were home
losses. Yes.
the 3 best things about last night's win. We're back with those. Drive Guys when we come right back to Sacktown Sports.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
By the way, Curtis Hicks says, I'm not nitpicking. I was wondering how that's possible. I thought it would be higher. So he wasn't saying they should be higher. He was saying, how is it not higher? That's all Curtis Hicks was saying.
All right. I was about to say, Curtis.
And I know
I'm coming at you.
Drapes just did some more research during a quick break there.
Yeah.
And you feel like Toronto has played better than people are giving them credit for.
Yeah, and here's why, Whitey, because they've been in a lot of close games as of late, talking about the Toronto Raptors. I just broke it down to Whitey. I'll tell you guys as well. October 28th, they lost by 2 to Denver in overtime. Then the 30th, they lost to Charlotte by 5. They lost to the Lakers by 6. They beat us by 3, and they lost to Denver by 2. So if you do the math, 2 plus 5 is 7 plus 6 is 12 plus 2 is 14. But then they beat us 5 games. Their average differential is like 2 point something, actually, when I do the math. So they've been in a lot of close games as of late. And to Whitey, you mentioned it. They've actually been playing pretty decent basketball. It hasn't always led to wins. That's why I don't consider it an egregious loss or anything like that. It happens.
How about this? You look at the Eastern Conference standings, which if you're really bored, why not?
Why not?
You got Toronto at 2-6. They're ahead of only 2 teams. Philadelphia at 1-5 and Milwaukee at 1-6. Who saw that coming?
Unbelievable. Who saw that coming? Like those teams. Now, if you're those teams, now you could be like, what the heck's going on? But not for the Kings. Like, you're right. I mean, even Charlotte is better than the Sixers in Milwaukee. They got some issues. Detroit would be in a play-in right now, Whitey, if it started.
Yeah. Brooklyn would be in.
Brooklyn would be the 3 seed.
Jordy, coach of the year.
Oh, Jordy's getting it done out there in Brooklyn, man. I love it. And look at their point difference. They're a minus 0.3. You talk about a team playing close games. My gosh, their games are always tough.
Mm-hmm. And in the West, we got OKC 1, Phoenix 2, the Warriors 3rd, Phoenix and the Warriors 6-1. And then at 4-3, Rockets, Lakers, Mavs, Timberwolves, Kings, Nuggets, and then the Grizzlies 4-4. So it's the way it's probably going to be for the most part all year long.
Yeah. How do you think the pulse of the fan base is right now? I don't want to be skewed by the 2 callers that were, ripping Domas and DeMar. Do you think the fan base, for the most part, is pretty okay right now?
Yeah, I think that was a thrilling win last night. Those are always a great deal of fun. But there are a couple of obvious. Again, the expectations are high.
Right.
That's why last year people were so disappointed. They were really looking forward to something special, and instead it was underwhelming.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible by Kings standards. Big picture, it was a decent year, but the expectations were higher. And I think those expectations are back high again. And that's why people are kind of quibbling, because they're not settling for, I think we'll be a nice team. They want to be a good team.
They want to be a good team. But I bring that up because are Dallas Mavericks fans panicking or, we got to be better than this? Are Timberwolves fans, jumping off the ledge? I don't. Maybe Denver, because all their games have been tight, but they've won 2 in a row. My thing is, it's early. Calm down. Like, we're okay. Things are fine. 4-3. I'll take it.
But those teams have just done more, as you know. They haven't won a championship, but last year they were excellent teams. They have won playoff series. We'd like to do that.
Yeah. I mean, but I think this team is well on its way. I mean, they're in the mix right now with some of the better teams in the Western Conference. That's what we expected this Kings team to be. And so far, they're doing that right now.
Here, for me, were the 3 best things about the win last night. Please let me know if you disagree.
Right,
I know I don't have to ask you that. One is that the Kings played with an edge, especially in that second half.
Yep.
Especially in that fourth quarter, after just kind of, rolling up in the fetal position at the end of the first half. They came out with some fire and an edge in the second half. And Domas played with an edge all night. He's got hammered last night in the facial area. Secondly, the Kings got big stops down the stretch. And I don't know what the final defensive numbers were. Let's see. They held Miami overall to 43.5% shooting. But, there are a number of times I think, Mark was saying, they need to stop here. And they came up with a series of big stops when they needed them.
Yeah, you're right.
That's big-time basketball.
That's big-time basketball. In the clutch, getting those stops that you need that allows you to get back into the game, And so, and the thing is, they never hung their heads. Like, that they, even when Terry Rozier hit that corner 3 to make it 108-103, that's when I'm like, dang, man, this is going to be tough. DeMar answers back with a 4-point play, And so they kept fighting back, man, which is impressive to see.
Yeah. And then thirdly and finally, to me, the Kings maintained their composure through some tough whistles, through some getting hit in the face incidents, through some periods where they lost a lead, they gave up, committed some bad turnovers, and they fought through that and found a way to win that road game, a road game they really needed. And I think that's a very encouraging sign.
Very encouraging sign, and against a tough, hard-nosed team like Miami, ain't Bam and Jimmy.
Well, they got that culture.
They got that culture, no doubt about it, man. They are a tough team, and we made the plays. And I understand it was a hell of a tip-in putback by Domantas Sabonis. He misses that. We're having an entirely different conversation today. You know that, right? Like, people are hitting the panic button. We're 3-4 on the season, but we got the win. And we still haven't played our A+ game, I don't think, Whitey. Like, we're playing at a B level, I think, B+ level right now. There's another level for this team to go to.
What is going to get them there, or what? Maybe we don't know what's going to get them there. What do they have to do to get to that A level? Just make more shots?
Yeah, I think so. I think, offensively, because they're getting a lot of good looks. And I think Chris Watkins tweeted it out. It might have been yesterday after the game. I don't follow him, so I gotta look him up real quick. But
he's a great follow.
He's a good follow. Okay.
Follow.
I got to start checking him out. Kings from 3 this season when the closest defender is 4 to 6 feet away. 23.8%, Whitey.
Wow.
When they're wide open, 6+, 41.7. So once we start knocking down some of those, because those are open still, they're not wide open, but once we start knocking down some of those open threes, get that up to 36%, 37%. I think you'll see this team take off.
Are you one of those people? There are a lot of them, especially people of prominence like yourself.
Yes.
Are you really judicious when it comes to who you follow? Because, like, I know a lot of people like, I don't really care that much, but some people's like, I don't want to follow many people. I want people follow me, but I don't want to follow a lot of people.
Let me see how many people I follow. We're talking on Twitter/X.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I follow 1,240 people. That's pretty good.
Some people
solid.
They really want to keep that number
or
down.
something like that. No, I don't mind. And I even follow some people that, Drapes, give me a follow back.
Oh, that's very nice. Good for you.
I don't like to, no, I'm just saying, but I'll throw them a bone, something like that. But you know,
follow for a while,
right? And then unfollow them. Yeah. Usually right around election time, I like, you're putting a little too much political talk out there. Let me unfollow.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the Raptors and a chance for revenge tomorrow night. Now I'm worried about the Raptors after everything you said about how well they play.
They are, man. They and I'm just looking at the YouTube chat. Curtis Hicks says the Raptors lead the league in assists as well. They're a hard-playing team, man. They're a tough team.
They're fun to watch.
They are. They actually are. Like, they're at 31.3 assists, Kyle. Go ahead.
No, you always got to be afraid when Ochai Agbaji is strolling into your arena and he might drop 25 on you.
Dude.
Yeah.
This is one of the things I brought up, I think it was yesterday, Whitey, in that loss to the Raptors. The way they play, the style they play, Davion, Ochai, like, they play with a physical kind of presence. Like, you can feel them. They're coming at you on both ends of the floor. And so that led me to the question yesterday, are we concerned about, teams like that? We'll see tomorrow, but we got to match them physically, I think, too, tomorrow.
Did you notice this yesterday when you were talking to the high flyer and you guys were disagreeing on, how bad that loss was?
Yeah.
And high flyer's a great guy.
Great.
No question. He's a great guy. But you're going back and forth, and he said, let me see the box score.
Oh, yeah, he pulled out the box score.
And so then he was looking at the Toronto guys and how well they played, but he couldn't mention too many of them because he wasn't sure how to, they got some names there. It's like, I don't know how to say that guy's name. But he's like, Barrett. Remember
Right,
that?
Yeah. It did. He said Jacoby.
Yes.
But he was talking about Jakob Poeltl, I think. And so I thought he was talking about Jacoby Walter there for a second. So, I'm like, we didn't play him. Like, what do you like? And so,
you didn't want to drop an Ochai Agbaji. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our guy, man. That's our guy.
Hopefully we'll see him tomorrow night. Maybe we'll have him on for the end of the
Did you ever get
show.
An explanation on why he was here so early yesterday? Remember, he was there like 45 minutes early. Usually he's like
when he first came in, he kind of gave me a look, and I thought, oh, there was a miscommunication. He said he just came in early. He said, I came in early for you guys. So
I don't know about Henry specifically, but we were all a little thrown off because it was like 5:15. So are we starting at 3:45 or 3:30 and all that? So
weird start.
Yeah, that was weird. But how about every team in action? Did you get to sit and watch some of the games around the league? Like, did you enjoy that yesterday? Or no?
I just watched the Kings, and then I was watching the football. I didn't watch. I did watch some of the Warriors and the Washington Wizards.
Sorry to hear that, man. Sorry. I didn't get to watch anything last night other than the Kings because I'm driving. Like, I spent 2 hours in the car driving back from the Bay. It killed me.
The one I saw yesterday that was really good was the Sixers and Suns.
I missed that. I missed that.
They had a stat on the broadcast I thought was crazy. When the Suns are down by down by fewer than 5 points in the final 5 minutes, they're 5-0 this season. So
down by, say that one more time. When
they're
down,
trailing in the final 5 minutes of the game by at least, or at minimum, 5 points. They've won every game this year. So
interesting.
They've come from behind in every win.
They're clutch, huh?
I guess so, but the Sixers kind of fell apart at the end of that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phoenix, if everybody can stay in one piece, they're going to be legitimate.
They're tough, man.
Question.
Yes. KD, man, he had some big shots last night from what I hear. They're going to be a tough out. They're going to be, and we see them, Sunday? I think we played them. So that's going to be a tough matchup.
Don't you have to go for 2 there? We'll look at that. Also, we'll review NFL trade day and see what the Niners did. Next, Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare. With Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large, because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Fabric Talk. Hello, my love. I am your living room carpet. I see everything. I feel everything. After a while, I smell like everything, including Sir Pickles, who you snuggle with while binging that dating show you can't stop watching. So, how about we freshen things up with Febreze Fabric Spray? Ooh, and a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman. Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Well, if you're a 49er fan, you got nothing to worry about. 49ers making a deal today, Drapes, and I think pretty much cements not only the division title, but another trip to the Super Bowl. Would you agree?
Oh, you think so?
Nick Wagner on X saying the 49ers trade at the deadline. So they sent a 2026 7th-round pick to Houston for tackle Khalil Davis.
Okay.
The 49ers have now made at least one deal at or just before the deadline in every year under Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, except for 2018. They also now have Khalil and Kalia Davis. So Khalil Davis, a tackle, gives them a little more depth. And the more we looked at his resume earlier, Drapes was wondering what happened to him in 2022. He was on a couple practice squads. So this is not exactly a game-changing thing.
Yeah, this ain't Chase Young or, any kind of headline-grabbing kind of move. We'll see if it pans out. But, you were saying earlier, maybe they're comfortable with, getting guys healthy.
They seem, that seems to be their approach here.
What's the latest with Greenlaw? We know?
What anybody? I'm trying to think because I have heard something on that. Again, it's how they are with the injuries. It's vague. It's not going to happen yet. He was on the field. Was it yesterday or late last week with his helmet on, running?
Right.
So,
hey, that's
quote
good.
From John Lynch this weekend. Quote, "Well, he's getting closer."
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
So it still looks like he will play at some point this year, but doesn't look like it's going to be anytime, especially soon. I just want Christian McCaffrey to play again because I'm just getting tired of hearing how he's ramping up.
Right.
It's driving me crazy. What's he doing? He's ramping up.
It's been like 2-3 months of that, right?
Like, he's doing the ramp up. What does that mean?
My gosh. What does that mean? Like, I'm with you, man. I'm tired of hearing
running
about
up a ramp?
Right. What is ramping up? Exactly. And so, I'm looking at some of the election numbers, still early and everything, but some interesting numbers coming in right now. We'll have to see how this all plays out. I'm gonna go home and watch some coverage.
You see the numbers then at 2%.
2%. Yeah, it's like maybe I should. We were talking about this. Just go home, throw on a movie. Then at like 11 o'clock, see where things stand at. Stay off the internet. You can't do that.
No, because I'd be watching the movie and then I wouldn't be paying attention.
Right.
I gotta go.
I gotta look.
I feel like it's easier for you, Drapes, because you have younger kids at this point. So it's
I'll
like
be locked in.
Just tell all of them, hey guys, we're all gonna sit together. We're all gonna watch a movie. We're gonna watch a game. Just something to kind of distract as a whole family.
Yeah, because this is too much, man. I'm trying to do a show here. I got one eye on the TV screen.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm nervous and everything.
I know.
So
I'm with you. Yeah. You notice I wore all blue today. So, what does that tell you?
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see what happened today. The Seahawks traded with the Jaguars for Roy Robertson Harris. Actually, that was October 14th. So
that's
fast forward.
Yeah.
Zadarius Smith, going to the Lions. The Steelers pick up Mike Williams, wide receiver. The Cowboys deal for wide receiver Jonathan Mingo. So look out. Look out, Billy. Watch out for the Cowboys.
Man, we ain't worried about that.
Did you see everybody making fun of the Cowboys because they traded more for Jonathan Mingo than they got for Amari Cooper with Cleveland?
Oh, really? Is that people clowned them for that?
And the Commanders are going for it. They trade for cornerback Marshawn Lattimore. And I think the big question with him is whether he can stay on the field. But hey, the Commanders.
Yeah.
Right? The Cardinals, the Commanders.
Yeah.
The Falcons are legit. And the Lions.
And the Lions.
I think that's your top four in the NFC right now.
There it is right there. And I'm actually afraid of the Commanders. Like, is it time we buy into them? I mean, that offense is elite. I mean, and when they play, I think they still got 2 against the Eagles left. And that concerns me, man. You're going to have to score 30 points to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to be tough. I think it's good for football, though, Whitey. Like, when you look at the parity, if you will, around the league, you look at the NFC North right now. Everybody's still in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago, Washington, and Philly. How about the Falcons? Kirk Cousins goes there and turns things around. Cardinals, like, who knew? But they've won 3 in a row right now. And so I think it's good that it's not just Niners and Eagles like it was a few years ago.
Yeah.
Not just Niners and Cowboys and Eagles. Like, there's some legitimately good teams out there.
You asked who knew, and I can't remember who it was, but somebody came on our show.
Washington, right?
Yeah, a lot of people said Washington, and one person
said Arizona.
Of the football experts.
Was that Ross Tucker or no?
He was a Washington.
He was a Washington guy. Okay, all right. Yeah, I didn't see this with Arizona. I thought, who knew what Kyler Murray was going to look like? Seems like he's always dealing with something in terms of injury wise. But they look good right now. That offense looks good. The defense is playing a lot better than I think people expected. They're playing some solid football.
What really stuns me is that they've played so well since we had the columnist from the Arizona Republic on, and he came on, remember, right before the 49ers game, he said they're trash.
They're trash.
Or maybe that was Rod Brooks, but he said they stink.
Yeah, he said they were. He was laughing at the thought of them winning the game.
Yes.
Since then, they've won 4 out of 5, Whitey. Think about that. And it's not like,
they had 2 walk-offs on field goals.
Yeah, 2 walk-offs.
The Dolphins and
the Chargers. Yep.
And then they just
mollywopped the Bears.
Yeah,
exactly.
Their defense, which was terrible going into the season, had 3 injuries on the defensive line, and somehow they've gotten better. Like, they're allowing 14 points a game after all their players got injured.
Yeah, they picked up a linebacker at the deadline, too.
From the Broncos.
Another 49er note, Tayshaun Gibson is signing with the Niners to the practice squad, and Anders Carlson is getting released. That means Jake Moody
ready to come back?
From his ankle injury.
Okay,
Just don't try to tackle anybody today.
I know, right? But you got to wear like a little red jersey or, what they do during practice, where you can't hit them or anything like that. That's how Jake Moody got to go out there. But, I'm looking at the division right now, and everything the Niners want is still there. But I look at Arizona, guys. They got 4 losses. Buffalo. That's not a bad loss.
Right.
Lions, great team.
Mm-hmm.
You got crushed by the Commanders. Commanders proven to be pretty good. And then Green Bay. Like, they've lost to the top of the NFC and then obviously an AFC juggernaut. And so they don't have any bad losses in terms of quality of opponent.
Are they 2-0 in the division? I remember they beat the Rams and they beat the 49ers.
Yeah, they beat the Rams. They beat the 49ers. And that's it so far.
Yeah.
Yep. 2-0 in the division.
And if you look at their schedule, it's not that hard the rest of the way. Like that was the hard part of their schedule, and now they're in first place right now. I think they only play like 3 teams that are 500 or better the rest of the season.
And if you hear a little lilt in Kyle Ledbetter's voice, that's because his Chiefs won last night, overtime over Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who maybe should have gone for 2.
They should have gone
when they
for
scored
2,
late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think so.
They lost in overtime.
Because here's the thing, too. Like you were saying earlier about it, you don't go for 2. Now you got overtime, and you might not get a chance.
They didn't get the ball.
We saw with the Niners. Like, you give the ball to Patrick Mahomes, he's going to march down. We saw it last night. He ate up most of the clock, went down, got the touchdown. Who was it? Kareem Hunt, I think, punched it in. And so against Patrick Mahomes, you can't hope to win. You got to go out there and beat them. Go out there. You got to be aggressive. And that's something that they weren't yesterday, which was, you're not going to beat them, especially when you consider, honestly, I was shocked Tampa was even in the game as much as they were. I thought without, his weapons, at the receiver spot, they would have trouble scoring against that defense. They actually put up some numbers. And so you got to go for 2 there, right?
Yeah, it's too bad Jay's not here because, Jay's not the biggest Chiefs fan, and he seems to feel that at times the Chiefs get the benefit of some favorable officiating. Did you see who's their right tackle? Is Jawan Taylor?
What, he moved or something?
He moves every time.
Every time.
He moves every play. He jumps, and he did last night. I think it was on their touchdown. I was just watching. It's like, the right tackle jumped. He does all the time.
All the time.
Yes.
You know what's funny is that he's actually had to change his positioning since he first got on Kansas City, and he still moves every time.
Watch this, Kyle, and I apologize, but I just want to see if we get Kyle's reaction. Tell me if you think the right tackle jumps here. You see that? In slow-mo.
He's almost like a yard back.
Yes. No flag.
And what's crazy is I feel like that was a point of emphasis this season, earlier this season. Guys were getting dinged for that left and right.
But it's specifically him. I remember last year, he got flagged for false start last season, not just more than anyone in the league, more than any player in the NFL in the last 20 years for false starts.
And I apologize. That wasn't the play where they scored. It set up the play where they scored and won the game. Just watched. I was like, man, that's a flag, isn't it?
You heard Troy Aikman say, I think he false started on that play.
And they didn't throw the flag. No. I'd have to zoom in, though, Whitey. Maybe he's getting a good jump, though. Maybe
you just saw it in slow-mo.
Hold on. Let me get the replay. I got to see it one more time. Because I got to look at the. Can I see the ball?
Yeah.
Hold on. Rewind one more time. I feel like he's very close. He's timing it almost perfect. Look at the center's hands.
All right, look. That's
We've got drapes on the all 22 here.
And that's slow-mo right there, Whitey.
Yeah, the ball was just snapped. Nobody else in the offense.
No. Go back. Watch when the lineman's arm moves. The center's arm moves. Hold up.
Okay, see, he's going now. Has the ball been snapped?
But the center's arm is moving too now. See what I mean? I feel like it's... I know. I hear you. At first glance, but he's timing the hell because look at one more time, Whitey. Watch the rest of the linemen. I don't feel like they're getting a jump on it like he is.
Oh, he gets a jump on it. All
you
right.
see, the other linemen are kind of taking
they're not moving. The ball hasn't been snapped. That's what they're doing.
You know what it's like? It's like a defensive lineman timing the snap. He's doing a hell of a job, man. And that's in slow-mo, too, now.
If there's any player who does not deserve the benefit of the doubt,
come on, Kyle. I'm sticking up for your squad here, big fella.
Look, I get it. They can't throw a penalty on every play. It just would bog down the game. And so he's essentially the guy who says, they can't call it every time, so I'm just going to do it every time.
I can't explain why they didn't throw a flag. Let's see if Todd Bowles can explain why he didn't go for 2 when he had a chance to maybe win the game last night against the Chiefs.
Very minor. We wanted to get it to overtime with the wet conditions on the field. We felt like we had to go into overtime instead of go for 2. So we had our shots. We lost the game.
That just does not make sense.
You gave your shot away, coach.
That doesn't. Think about it, Whitey. He said the wet conditions on the field, we didn't want to go to 2. We wanted to go to overtime. Think about that. The wet conditions would play even more of an impact on overtime because then you got to march the field if you get the ball. you're right there. Go for 2. Like, it didn't make sense what Todd Bowles said, right?
Right. Also, is it an automatic that you're going to make the kick when the weather's bad?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And to the other point, the defense has to deal with the wet field also.
Yes.
Maybe the coverage isn't as good. Maybe
I like
the tackling isn't
and
good.
I'm glad he was having some success.
Yeah.
Remember a few weeks ago we were talking about, hey, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they look
They could
good,
go
right?
to the NFC Championship game.
Now, what are they? 4 and 5, I
They
think.
might not win another game.
I know. Might be like the Saints out there, you know?
So you're saying the Falcons, the Atlanta Falcons, are coasting to a division title.
Didn't they lose Judah? They can't rush the passer as is, and they had some bad injuries this week.
They had
won.
bad injuries. Yeah.
The Falcons can't rush the passer has been literally my entire lifetime.
I think it's actually getting worse now due to injury, but we'll see. We'll also see what happens when Kyle Ledbetter, who's been talking trash to Kyle Draper.
Yeah, he has been.
Takes him on in
See if he
Whitey's
can back it up.
Wayback Machine quiz.
Let's go. I'm ready.
All right. Let's see. I
don't know. I'm undefeated against Drake so far.
We'll find out what happens next. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
The holidays can be tough for some, especially if things from your past are still following you around to this day. Now, don't be afraid of your past this upcoming holiday season, as an expungement can help. And that's where the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez comes in, as he's local and has a great track record. Now that expungement can help you get a job, get your life back in order, and you'll also get your constitutional rights back. He's offering discounts on expungements now through Christmas. Call 916-304-9187. That's 916-304-9187.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home with a 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Because now at Staples, you can save up to $50 on your print purchase. From posters and flyers to signs and menus, Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. And with Staples Print Perfect Guarantee, it's done right or it's printed again free. Plus, same-day service is available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. Get it printed right at Staples. And now get up to $50 off your print purchase. And 76, visit staples.com/print for details.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or 2 half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
To all you tool people out there, has Harbor Freight got a deal for you? Big savings every single day this November. Because we know that right now, when the price of everything only seems to go up, you need a place where prices stay low. So shop in-store or online for quality tools you can trust at prices you'll love every day. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Well, here we go. Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz. It's been a while since we've played, and it's definitely been a while since Kyle Ledbetter has played. One thing he hasn't learned since he last played is any humility, Drapes, I would say.
Nah, he's just like a Chiefs fan. Always talking that trash, overconfident. He about to get dethroned. I'm the Tom Brady of this thing.
Why would I need to learn any lesson when I'm not being arrogant? I can back it up.
Let's go then,
The
big
last
fella.
time
Let's
we played,
go.
what was it, 6-0?
Dude, I wasn't even focused.
Swept them 6-0.
I wasn't. Let's go.
Now, I hate to do this. I don't mean to cast aspersions on anyone, but I must clarify that, Ramsey is you're a bystander, Ramsey.
You can't
Play along
help
in your
Ramsey.
head. Yeah, because I know you could be a real asset for someone, and I don't think Kyle Ledbetter, I wouldn't accuse him of cheating or anything, but I want to make sure everything's on the level in there.
This is all above board. Many a times I've been back there while Jay is playing, and I never help Jay.
Okay.
That's why Drapes wins every now and again.
Gotcha. All right, here we go. Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz for November the 5th. And you're up first, Kyle Ledbetter. Here are the years we have to work with today, year/categories. We have this date, what year 1, this date, what year 2, 1933, 1993, 2011, and 2022. Everything based on things that happened on this date or based on things related to things that happened on this date. This date, what year 1, 2, 1933, 1993, 2011, and 2022.
So there's 4 total questions. Is that correct?
There's actually 6.
6.
Yes.
Okay. Can I get the years again?
Yes.
Oh,
jeez.
I understand.
This date, what year 1?
That's one
this
of the
date, what year 2? 1933, 1993, 2011, and 2020.
I understand now. Okay, let's try the in what year number 2.
This date, what year 2? All right, Kyle Ledbetter. Derek Jeter of the Yankees is unanimously voted American League's Rookie of the Year. This date, what year?
Ooh.
Oh, Rookie of the Year.
Let's
okay.
go.
Unanimously.
1994.
1994, Kyle Draper.
1990. Oh, that's a good guess, Kyle. 1990. You said 4?
You said 1994. Draper's trying to
Jeter
get closer.
played, carried a 1. I'm going to go 1995.
It was 1996.
Oh, that was so close. Man, that was a tough one, Kyle. Good job, bro. That was tough.
Well done.
Yeah.
I knew he was on that World Series team, but I didn't know when he debuted.
Yeah. So Drapes has the point.
Yes,
With the steal,
sir.
And you're up. This date, what year 1? 1933, 1993, 2011, and 2020.
This date, what year 1?
All right. This
I'm on a
date,
roll.
what year the Los Angeles Lakers win the first of their NBA record 33 consecutive games?
1972.
Over to Kyle Ledbetter. You want to try to get closer?
Start then. I'm going to go 19. Oh, gosh. Was it Wilt Chamberlain's run? I'm going to go 1971.
It is 1971.
I knew it was on.
I knew you knew that.
You said started, right?
Yeah.
See, I trusted that you knew the answer to that, but I was just...
Nah, you got me there.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
1-1. Yes. Back to
So
Kyle Ledbetter.
close. So
Yeah,
close.
see, you knew that one, huh?
I mean, I could say the same thing. I was pretty close on the last one.
Oh, this guy. Come on. Come on.
Let's go
33, 93, 2011, 2022.
Let's go 2022.
You got it. 2022. It's a closest to. Do you want to go first? Or do you want him to go first?
The strategy that's better for me, which means Drapes goes first.
All right, Drapes. 2022. Astros win the World Series over your Phillies, making Dusty Baker the oldest manager ever to win the series. At what age?
Dusty Baker was
Sacramento.
our guy.
Yeah.
Dusty was 70. Carried a 2022. We're saying?
Yes, sir. Oldest manager to win the World Series at what age?
74.
74. Kyle Ledbetter.
I will go 73.
73 is right.
Ah,
right there.
Man, we're so close on this.
there.
Nice one, Kyle.
I got to give you props, Drapes, because I thought he was younger than that.
But once you heard my answer,
exactly. The strategy is just do it one more.
We may have to get rid of that kind of question.
Well,
because that's sweet.
I picked the right category. When you first started, I was like, is he going to ask me about the no-hitter or what?
No, we should have to write that number down instead of announce it.
Well, we'll
and
see.
then show it at the same time.
We have that rule. at some point.
All right.
All right, 2-1, 2-1.
So you're up.
Okay.
Drapes. We have 1933, 1993, and 2011.
2011.
2011 is the closest to. You want him to go first?
Kyle goes first.
All right.
Oh, okay. Now Drapes is okay with
Exactly.
Or do you want to put your new rule into effect?
No,
Right,
it's
yeah,
too. We'll do it next time.
Yeah, all right. Kyle Ledbetter, this date, 2011. Number 1 LSU beats number 2 Alabama in the game of the century, 9-6. How many players from both teams combined would be drafted by NFL teams?
That's a tough question.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
Like
2011.
that's
Number
so
1
random.
LSU, number 2 Alabama.
And it's just players on the team, not players that played in the game.
Right. How many players from both teams combined would be drafted by NFL
See,
teams?
that's tough because some of those deep bench guys were freshmen.
There were free agents too. We're not counting any of those. Just guys that were drafted.
drafted.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go with 18.
18.
Now let me
Draper?
ask you.
Uh-huh.
Drafted that year or just drafted overall? Like they were sophomores and 2 years later they were drafted.
It's not clear, but I assume the answer would be that they could have been drafted, not necessarily in that year.
Yeah.
He said 18?
Yeah, guys from the team.
I'm going to go 19.
The answer is 42.
Dang.
42?
Oh,
And Kyle
God, this is
Draper
crazy.
has tied it up.
Yeah.
2-2.
How many we got left? 2 left?
We got 2 left. Kyle Ledbetter, 1933, 1993.
Let's go 93.
93. It's multiple choice. This date, 1993, which team sets a new record for opening night NBA attendance with 36,523? The Spurs, the Pistons, the Timberwolves.
Oh, that's good.
1993, which NBA team sets a new record for opening night attendance with 36,523? The Spurs, the Pistons, the Timberwolves.
Okay, I think
Game is tied. 2 questions left in regulation.
I'm going to be kicking myself if I get
This
it
is a
wrong,
tough
but
one.
I think the Spurs were still playing in the Alamo Dome at that point, so that would be the place that would have the large capacity.
That's a good
so,
guess.
So I'm going to go with San Antonio
It
Spurs.
was their first game in the Alamo Dome, and that is correct.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I was gonna
Wow,
say-
what made you put Minnesota in there?
Metrodome? I don't know.
All right. I was like, no way.
See,
The Metrodome hosted like the Final
but I
Four.
wasn't
Yeah.
sure if that was the opening of Auburn Hills or not. I wasn't sure
That's
if the
why I put that in
Palace was there.
Yeah.
But that was
All right,
good.
You still have time left, Drapes. You can get this one and force overtime.
Okay.
1933 is left, and it is a closest 2.
Oh, he's going first.
All right. So Kyle Ledbetter, get this right, you win the match.
Okay.
No pressure.
1933, the Boston, and at the time they were called the Redskins. The Boston Redskins beat the Bears 10-0, snapping the Chicago Bears record unbeaten streak at how many games? This date, 1933.
Okay, so let's see. If it's November, how many weeks into the season?
Yeah, it's longer than one season.
Oh, it's long.
You
Okay.
gave it a Whitey.
No, that's fair.
No, that is
Yeah,
not
it's fair.
fair.
It's fair.
That is
Not
fair.
because his way of thinking was, all right,
No, that's the wording of the question made it sound like it was to start a season. So that helps.
I don't know. I need my YouTubers to weigh in on this. Back me up.
Let's see
That's
how this
terrible.
plays out.
All right, let's see. I'm going to go with 30.
That's exactly right.
Shut up. Shut up.
This guy had no way.
Get out the way, yeah. Get out the way. Get out my way, yeah.
Wow.
I gotta take you to the casino with me, man. Wow, unbelievable.
I thought when I told him, it's more than one season, I thought it's not going to matter. No, it's going to get.
That's tough,
Wow.
man. That's a good guess.
Okay.
That's a great guess.
Congratulations. Good match. Well played.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
He's shocked over there.
I can't even lie. I'm baffled.
30. That's a hell of a
For
guess.
those watching, listening, I could see him, and I don't think he looked anything up.
No, that was a good guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a stab in the gut. 30 is
yeah.
a lot of games.
That was just, I got to throw something that Drapes might bet over or under on.
Yeah.
I'm stunned I got closer on that than the LSU Alabama question.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right. Well, Kyle Ledbetter. Fine.
This guy again.
Fine match.
Undefeated.
What a little help from the host.
Yeah.
Like,
you want to?
Alex Trebek ain't, giving away answers when he was hosting Jeopardy.
Do you want to file a formal protest?
Yes, I would. Yes.
Okay. We can let the listeners.
How about my boy Ramsey back there? Adjudicate this for it. Ramsey sitting back there chilling.
Do you agree to Ramsey attrition?
Ramsey attrition.
Yeah.
Ramsey has to decide it.
Ramsey heard everything, right?
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
It's something like I think Ramsey heard most of it. He's saying yes. Was that a clean win? Was that a clean win, Ramsey?
You know what we're talking about, right?
He's saying it's a clean win. He's saying I pulled that one.
I remember that. Next time you ask me for tickets, Ramsey, nope. I see how it is.
All right. Thanks for being with us. We've got Infinity Sports Radio next, and then UC Davis against Washington basketball coming up at that's 6:30, right?
6:45.
6:45 coming up for you on Sacktown Sports.